some transfers. I did one off air, I guess is the proper terminology for it. And I will do more because I have to do more in order to make this work and behave right. So, but anyway, thought I would show the process. This is the hair as it comes on a sheet. And it's a little stiff and the backing is thick. And if you put it on, if you make a transfer out of it, then it's much more flexible and supple. It's nice.
Do you want the Skullworks come over?
Today?
And then we're going to swing.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Would you go tell my wife?
Yes.
She's probably out back.
All right.
Anyway, so whoosh, this guy. What I'm doing now is I have references up, and I'm making sure that I can cover this appropriately. I'm going to grab a sheet of paper, and that sheet of paper I'll use to make patterns. I probably could. A Khajiit of paper. Giant nerd. So Rob is here today, and Stacy is here sewing, and Rob will be back shortly. I sent him on a mission. And I guess I'll do this side first, so I don't leave you guys in a lurch as far as, what the heck are you doing? Yeah. This is just the fur, and you can see the edge of it right here. You can see that lace edge. Whereas here, you can't see any of that because it doesn't exist. It's just a much thinner edge. Find her?
Yeah.
Was she out back?
No.
Oh. Well.
She's making sandwiches.
Oh, sandwiches. All right, so that's that piece. What I'm going to do there, and this is, if I do it, and the other side is going to look completely different. So I have to make sure that I do this right. Now what I'm doing now is I'm putting just some real simple arrows on my fur transfer piece, so I never forget which way this hair is supposed to go. Okay. Now I can cut that piece out. I'm doing very small bits at a time to have control. I'm also, though, I'm not afraid to go a little bit bigger than my pattern because it's very easy to just pinch pieces of this transfer off. And I will set up a transfer, and I will do a transfer for you guys. It does take a while, so don't expect it to be, you know, super interesting television or YouTube, as the case may be. Sometime, yes, both. And now right and left is tricky because this pattern can flip. I'll check my little pattern now that I've cut it out. Yes, that makes me happy there. Pattern has to go that way. So if I cut this out from here, that'll be good. And a lot of this transfer that I made is actually going to be a little bit wasted because you can only, you know, fur direction. You have to cut things out a very certain way. And, you know, your edges aren't great and whatnot. Now, am I doing it exactly how fur transfers are done in Hollywood? No. I'm Alan Hops. I'm doing it ghetto, fast, and cheap. Which is, frankly, what I'm known for. Sadly.
No.
It's not, that's Alan Hops. He makes awesome stuff. It's Alan Hops. He does things ghetto, fast, and cheap.
Porque no los dos.
But he's efficient and he makes stuff. So, I may be the worst pirate you ever heard of, but you've heard of me.
call me for sideshow advice day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And when I told him I was working at Dark Hour, he's like, "Oh man, I watched all his videos. I have all his YouTube Wednesdays saved."
Oh. That's a lot of videos.
It is in fact a lot of videos. He may come work for us. We'll see.
Cool.
I told him he should apply and listen to his performance.
Come on. Now you can also just pinch this off as opposed to doing like super fine cutting with scissors because of how it's set up. It's set up a lot like fur, you know. And that means that you'll have a nice natural edge. And this edge is a touch on the thick side. So the next one that I do, see, and I did that backwards. I went through all that work and I still did it on the wrong side. Let's see if I can make it work over here. It looks like I can, because I must. So I have to trace this one. Fur direction hasn't changed. Flip it over up. This piece I want to put right there. And fur transfer takes a long time, but it does give you a nice finished product. And this hair, it's a little long for cat hair, but it's going to work well for me because it's going to read well, I think. And if I were a hair that was shorter than this, you would have almost no room to hide your edges, your seams, because your hair is your edge hiding. So I'm just being very careful to make sure that it looks nice. I'd rather have it look nice with longer hair than look bad with the right length of hair. Okay. And this material that I'm using, this hairy stuff, is a fur transfer that I made moments ago. I'm going to make another one, so you'll get to see it if you hang around. If you don't hang around, well, who knows what you'll get to see.
You just have to watch it later.
Yeah, let's watch again. And this guy will not be white, okay? Don't be alarmed that he is white, because he won't be white. He will be...
He's going to get paint.
He'll be a tabby. He'll be gray and marbled. Pretty.
Hold him and love him and call him George.
Okay.
These are nice.
Oh, the stand. Cute.
To kill.
Yes, stands are a major upgrade for us because they have just been falling off all the time.
Everyone's been going to Canton all weekend. Was it just open the weekend? Or?
No.
Yeah.
Canton's awesome.
Canton is a giant flea market near
Personality
us.
or whatever.
Yeah. And it's amazing. Thrift shop.
You can kind of see this edge, but once I paint it, that edge is going to just go right away.
Real furs. I have a beaver pelt that I'm just afraid to do
Okay.
anything with.
Me too.
It's like I don't want to put it into a costume. I don't want to commit it to a costume.
Could have gotten a fresh beaver pelt off my highway, Rob, but no.
Well, fresh is debatable.
No, sir. If I
I
have to pop
it
it,
off the highway.
if I have to pop it before I skin it, I'm not doing that.
It was bloated like a balloon.
Ew.
If you had a big old fire ant bed on your property, yeah, I'd make an ant box for it.
Gross. Alright.
And you still gotta boil it.
Blech.
That's the worst part.
I imagine the smell of them, that's delicious.
Oh, you boil it with bleach.
Blech.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a quick, easy way to clean a skull though.
Sure. Smell, please.
Yeah, the quickest and easiest way, Rob. Just buy them.
Just buy them.
Buy them finished.
That's true. But
I really want some of those
they
Nectar
get-
Makers molds, those skulls.
Oh yeah.
God, they're so pretty.
They are pretty. Okay, and if you see me turn over, I'm a little close, but if you see me turn over here and look all the time, I'm looking at a reference photo I have up on the TV of a cat hair head direction, fur direction. Here's my transfer piece left, and I'm just going to start filling in and going around. So the hair goes back this way. So I'm going back with the...
Yeah. If you go to Transworld. Probably mix something.
Because when I been there about all this, like, fireproof, or with the fireplace cement.
See that?
She really wants to mix those skulls for her fireplace. And
Yeah, because they're not cheap.
they have the best molds.
They do.
And I was like, why don't you just buy one of those? And she's like, well, I'm poor right now. I'm like, fair enough.
We all
Because they
poor.
quality, you pay for quality.
That's right. We all poor.
Okay. Check this piece now, see how it do.
So those are definitely going to go on top.
That's going to be nice, right in there.
I'll move that one down. That'll give me what I need.
If I want it to go this way.
So what I'm going to do is this. Go up.
There are 8 people watching.
Hi.
Good morning, James Sanger. Good morning, sir. Michael Lassiter. Hello.
Thanks for not being 4 people.
Big Dog Halloween. How would, and if I could buy a mask from you, how would I do it? Because there's no way I have your skill set. Well, you could practice, or shoot me a Facebook message or a YouTube message, either one. Alan Hops on Facebook. I'm that guy. Thank you, Bailey. I'm glad you like the mask. I'm frugal, not cheap. I appreciate that, Michael J. Lassiter. And Big Dog says, there we go. Says it's looking good.
Oh, Rob, I found out Bizarro's going to be canceled.
We can keep some in understock.
Right now, I've just got those set up so I know how much space I need. Do what?
Bizarro's going to be trampled.
Well,
The magician.
oh, really?
Because
I
he's
thought-
in escape rooms.
I thought you were talking about the comic.
Well, he's also.
No, the comic artist.
Oh, no, not that
Because
guy.
I love that guy.
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
I thought you meant Superman's enemy, Bizarro.
Also that guy, yeah.
That would be funny. Everybody's always cosplaying the Justice League. Where's the Legion of Doom?
Always misrepresented.
You'd make a great Solomon Grundy.
A little bit of stilts.
So,
I wouldn't mind being Gorilla Grodd, in all honesty.
oh yeah, of course. I just think it'd be funny to see your stomp around going, Solomon Grundy won't pants too.
Come on down to Gorilla City. All the girls you need.
You would be a good Gorilla Grodd.
That bug took monkey. Quality gorilla and wallabies. Every superpower monkey from the streets.
I know the DC character I'd want to play, but I'm not thin enough.
Who would you want to play?
Plastic Man.
Plastic Man?
Oh, he's unstoppable. He's the most powerful character in the DC universe.
Green Lantern is actually, I think, the most powerful because his main limit is his imagination.
Yeah,
So,
but he always dreams up the same jet, gun, wall, race car.
okay, well, the fact that he's lame doesn't affect the fact that his power is good. You know?
No, I actually agree with you. I do think I think Green Lantern's way OP.
John Jones also. But the same team that has Superman and John Jones, Martian Manhunter on it, they should not lose anything ever.
Ever.
And yet.
And yet. Only takes Flash 5 minutes to mess everything up.
Running through time, jerk.
Actually, truth of the matter is Flash is,
Flash
I
is
think,
bad.
technically the most overpowered character in the DC universe.
He's got clothes made from Goes Fast.
Yeah, well, he can go backwards and forwards through time. He can literally vibrate through any matte material.
That's true.
He could reach in, grab Superman's heart, and vibrate it out of his body.
The fact that Captain Cold, though, is a legitimate villain for him, what does he have? An ice gun that he stole from someone smarter than him.
Right. And
he still does some winning. Should tell you that Flash is not ready for the powers that he has. He is a poor custodian of superpowers.
But his daughter Iris isn't.
I know her only from the show, so I don't know.
She's a speedster just like Flash.
I see.
Iris Allen. The only reason I know anything about her is because my daughter's name. She was like, "There's no superheroes named after me." I'm like, "Au contraire."
Okay, so this is a little bit imprecise. I'm going to put a bit of this down on the table, which makes it more imprecise because it's a wad of stuff on the table. However, once I grab a popsicle stick, and this time I actually mean popsicle stick. I didn't say popsicle stick and mean tongue depressor. I'm going to get a little bit of this and just hit this hairline. I'm actually going to wipe everything off that isn't seaming down that hairline. Because I don't want this to be covered in silicone because I want it to be paintable. But that also tells me that that's going to be a nice edge where I have to stop with hair and do some paint, because this whole muzzle is going to be paint, and yeah, this whole muzzle is actually going to have to be paint, not hair, just because of how this works out. Probably the around the eyes too, but I think that's going to blend nice, especially once I get it painted. I think it's going to look lovely. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. This is a custom mask. It will not be in my lineup. A client has asked for this. He wanted a custom Khajiit. It is a custom half mask that I retain the rights to, so someone else could order one, I guess. Yeah. I already have like a cat monster mask, which I have sold 3 of them total. So it's not a huge desired item.
There are more kinds.
Yeah, we'll have a couple more of those at the TW, which is Trans World. And I have to fill in this little piece over here. I want to see if this pattern for that side will work. No. We got to make another pattern. Once the patterns, I'm just throwing them away. Rob, it's not beating up on an air conditioner. Rob is adjusting some shelves.
Yes.
There's some metal shelves like this one over there that he's getting set up. And Rob, we're going to do a tree system on the top so that we can have masks up. We'll have 3 layers of mask on the very top.
Nice. That'll be good. I like that. I was just making sure I have this at the right level.
We're doing like a PVC tree kind of thing up there.
That's going to be fun. This is happy, happy, joy, joy right here.
I'd rather have fewer products at Trans World displayed correctly rather than more products displayed poorly.
Right. I can't believe how much I slept last year. Shots on.
Okay, so that's it. This hair direction is going to go back that way. Whenever I trace them, that means I have to do it on the back side of my transfer piece.
plant monsters should go on the top.
It's not a super precise pattern, but it's enough. It'll work.
I just saw your axe throwing setup.
Oh yeah. I like to throw me some axes.
Oh, good. Anything that keeps the homicidal rage contained to the backyard. More or less.
More or less. More or less.
The bad part about any kind of hair work is getting hair in your mouth. It's gross. I just swallow all those synthetic fibers to amuse my stomach.
Is your stomach in fact amused?
And I am getting to where I have fewer and fewer pieces of usable transfer. That means I get to make another one. And by get to, what I really mean is have to. Because transfers ain't not fun, yo. Cutting this backing is best. There are times when pulling it is best.
Space.
You know what? If I were going to open a bar, I would open an axe throwing bar. That's for sure.
Nice.
Because that's what we need.
You know, drinking and violence.
No.
We do go together.
God, axe throwing is violent. Like even like target shooting, that's not really violent.
I don't know, your board is shaped like a people.
Well, does it have to be? Well, how is it shaped like circles for the dreaded circle invasion?
Circles is possibly less violent.
Actually, if you make another one that's just circles, make them tomatoes. Killer tomatoes.
No.
No.
I enjoyed that cartoon.
I'm mad that it was a cartoon.
Why would that make you angry?
It's not important, Rob. I was an angry person back then. Scooby-Doo makes me angry.
Why does Scooby-Doo make you angry?
Because I want real monsters to exist in the world.
Didn't watch
At the end of
movies.
every Scooby-Doo episode,
There's always a guy in
they say, oh, it's not a real monster. It's Old Man Henderson for insurance money, which made me think that A, getting insurance money was going to be a breeze, as I was going to be a pro monster when I grew up, and B, it made people think that there were not real monsters.
In the movies, they're monsters. In the Scooby-Doo movies.
That's true, they are.
And in the animated movies, they're all real monsters. Like Kiss helps them defeat vampires.
Well, no accounting for taste.
I'm just saying.
I guess the moral of that story is always include.
Right. Fan of them all? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Phantom of them all. I saw Kiss meets Phantom of the Park in 1977 at a drive-in.
Okay. You were 4? 3?
2.
Oh yeah, 77. Yeah.
I was 2.
I was 1. All right.
I also went to Mardi Gras when I was 2, and I remember that. Lots of topless women thrown at my head.
I guess at 2, the fascination is still pretty strong.
I just thought it was a buffet.
But man, this place makes me hungry.
Snacks!
Oh, snacks!
He'll save everyone.
Get menu!
They will kind of save every one of us snacks.
Not because she doesn't
Hi,
have
let me
enough hands.
run the hands.
Oh,
Hi.
that what do you want?
Hello.
Hello!
There you go. It's apple ginger nut.
Oh, that's nice.
And some smoked pork sandwiches.
You are a woman of magic.
Thanks, wife.
What other touch you have?
And I'm not a big fruit dessert person, so
What a half blood address.
Well, just ignore,
someone's going to take the rest of that home.
just ignore the fruit and focus on the pastry and sugar. Just trying to help.
Okay, so I have some silicone kind of oozing out of there.
There's quite a lot of space.
It's a lot of space I gotta fill. I got 6 of those back there. Those 2 leprechauns, those. All those are gonna go in there. Cool. It looks overwhelming.
Yeah. That's a thing.
No, none of the elves go on that shelf.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm holding space.
They're all
I did not get around to trying the chicken fried brisket.
chicken fried brisket. Oh, God.
In Garland, there's a barbecue place called Intrinsic Barbecue.
Intrinsic barbecue.
And they have chicken fried brisket.
And again, I'm trying to get the silicone off of the latex so that paint will adhere to it later. And just a good little scrape job is going to do the trick on that. Yes, Kiss can like open time portals. Star-Lord opens like a star portal. Yeah, with all done by their guitars. It's good times. Yeah.
Also, they perform the indescribable magic of being able to rock and roll all night.
And party.
And party every day.
Party every day. I too would like to rock and roll all night. And party every day.
Same.
Actually, no. I want to be in bed by like midnight. That would be nice. I never am, but I want to be.
It doesn't sound quite as good to say, I want to rock and roll till midnight.
I want to rock and roll till midnight.
And make monsters every day.
I want to be in bed by 9 and wear comfortable shoes every day.
Okay, so Rob, it's your turn to talk to the camera. Wait, you know what? No, you guys are going to go and learn about what Stacy is doing while I eat a sandwich. Stacy is sewing,
Very exciting.
and she can talk you through the sewing process of sewing. She'll tell you exactly how sewing machines work
Yes.
on a mechanical level.
So, there's a thread running through this machine.
I was kidding. You can
Oh.
talk about whatever you want.
Okay. Bobbins are fascinating, and if you can find the functional GIF that has the bobbin mechanism, there it shows you how it loops through, and actually is really fun looking if you're into that sort of thing. Right now I am attaching a sleeve on what is, I think, the black one's a Reaper rope or something.
Reaper is one of the things a black robe will be on.
Okay, so probably a Reaper robe, some sort of black robe. What I have right this second is pinned with these handy dandy fun little clips. They're curved, so when you clip through, unlike like using a bulldog clip or something like that, they keep your fabric from shifting.
Or a pin.
Or a pin. And a pin would work here, but I'm slightly more likely to accidentally sew over a pin and break a needle, and I'd like to not do that.
Clips are faster.
Clips are faster, and they don't mark your fabric in the same way that pins will. So if you
I learned about them from Adam Savage.
nice, Adam Savage has mad skills.
Mm-hmm.
And if I were not trying to crank this out fairly quickly, I might have pinned it. If you're using a really delicate fabric, these are really nice as well. They also work really great for really beefy fabrics. These are like a sort of a lightweight upholstery fabric, which is nice. They look really cool. They've got a neat crushed in pattern on them, sort of a la 1970s couch. And it looks really great. It reflects light just a little bit, not a ton. For haunt costumes, I think this is ideal fabric. And we have it in a lot of different colors, which is awesome. And so right now I'm sewing a tight seam on the edge here, just so that I've got room to take it in if I need to.
Better rambler than you
I have children, so I'm used to just talking to hear myself talk. And we're using a heavy duty thread so that when you catch this on something, because let's be realistic, you're running through a haunt, you are going to catch this on something. You're going to step on it, or you're going to catch a corner, or you're gonna have a patron grab at you, you want it to be solid. So these are, between this heavy duty fabric and this heavy duty thread, these are gonna be real solid. So that's nice. I am attaching the sleeve flat right now. We're not doing any inset sleeves because it takes way too long. You can. This is just going to give you a nice, really clean seam edge. I didn't actually have to gather these at the top of the shoulder, which sometimes you have to do. I'm going to backstitch on this to lock the thread in. And now this is done. A thing that I do that not everyone does, though I would recommend it, is I have a little bit of my fabric that I will sew onto after I've finished, and that keeps me from accidentally unthreading my machine and having to rethread. So now we have a attached sleeve. Here's, let's see, collar sleeve. When I get the other sleeve attached, I'm going to sew down the side, matching this end. I'll take it all the way down the side, and then we will have a completed garment on that side anyways. I'll put a hem on the collar and the bottom, unless this is the one that gets tattered on the bottom, and then I won't hem it. And we'll be good. So now I'm going to start lining up my other sleeve. Find the other side. Find the other sleeve.
Shannon smoked that pork shoulder yesterday.
Ooh.
Amazing.
It's good.
I actually
Very good.
undermeasured this. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So I ran a short line of gathering stitches on it. You can sort of see where I just pulled those out. Did not end up needing it. It actually lines up perfectly. So I'm going to line these up, starting at this end, and start clipping them together.
I'm almost done eating my sandwich, and then I'll take the camera back.
There's
Later.
exciting fur happening. So
Later today, I will. I'm gonna pull the hot coat out, and we're gonna start distressing it and fixing it.
coat
for-
distressing is fun. Those are nice. They're based on a cool duster design. So they've got a cape, a little short capelet. So I'm just lining this up, and I tend to pin a little closer than I could, just because I don't want to have too much stretch in it. I don't want to move around excessively. So I clip every couple of inches just to make sure it doesn't.
I don't clip anything.
I know.
Or
Well,
pin.
and normally I don't, but on curves and stuff like that, I want to take just a little bit more time and lay
That's
it
also
out.
why you're sewing and not me.
That is why I'm sewing and not him. But just on anything that's curved, like the sides, I won't pin. I'll just line it up at one end and hope for the best. But but on anything that's got a curve on it that needs to meet at the ends at least a little bit close to appropriately so it'll lie nice, I want to go ahead and pin it just so that
When I make monster costumes, it looks like monsters made them, which can be a perk.
Sure.
But not always.
not always. And I'm not crazy anal retentive as a seamstress, but I do like to at least have my curved stuff lined up. And when you're dealing with a curved hem piece, I don't know if you can see this, but the sleeve kind of bells, and so
For the record, why isn't anal retentive a good thing? Because if you think about it, being anal unretentive is terrible.
that would be also bad. I think too much of a good thing on either end is probably not great.
I'm just saying.
There is a difference, I think, between being detail oriented and anal retentive.
Doesn't anal retentive mean that you can hold your crap together? That's what it should mean. Sorry. Carry on.
You're good.
Bell sleeve, you were saying.
bell
You can
sleeve.
hold it in.
So your armhole is curved one direction and your sleeve is belled up in the opposite direction, so they don't lie perfectly even. So it is in my opinion easier to pin it and not have to worry about it shifting over much. And so there we go. And we got this line pinned, more or less, close enough for government work. And now we're gonna sew it. I'm gonna kill that first pin. I don't really need that one to hold it in place while I'm sewing it. Shift all this around. It is really humid in here. So make sure we're in there. Pull this out a little bit. Start us off. I'm only doing.
Are the people deeply engaged, or can I take them back to
I believe they can probably go back to furring.
They're like, I didn't sign up to watch sewing.
Sorry, I'm not that entertaining.
I think it's terribly entertaining.
I don't think they signed up for anything.
Sewing is, it's like sculpting. You're taking something that is flat in 2D and you're making something 3D out of it. And you have to be able to think in 3 dimensions too, which I think is pretty cool.
I could not see comments, so I don't know who we
We don't have it set up to take comments.
Where do you get the clips? I bought my sewing clips off of Amazon. Sewing clips are way easier than pins. My favorite Kiss song. There's a lot of good Kiss songs, but God of Thunder is probably my favorite. That's the one that I sing in my head during haunt nights most of the time. So I have enough here to do a little bit, a bit elite. Let me see if I can pattern out something.
Is there a song you listen to at the start of every haunt season that you have as a traditional song?
No, I also, most of my song listening to is in my head. So it's a version of the song that may or may not exist in the real world.
Fair enough.
That's my little topo head pattern.
I always listen to Led Zeppelin when the levee breaks.
What's when the levee breaks?
Yes.
Okay.
Before every season.
Just once before the season, and that's enough.
Yes, that is my starting the season song.
What's that song about?
When the levee breaks, you'll have no place to go. It's about the wall breaking down and the floods coming.
Okay.
It's kind of how I view what we do.
What a terrible view. It sounds like we're destroying things.
We are evil psyche.
Maybe we're making them stronger.
Well, if they survive, they will be.
All right. So that piece is going to go there and fill in that mooch. I'm going to bring this over here. I want that. So I want the hair on this side. I want the hair on that side, and I want that to be the direction. I don't have enough on this transfer to do this.
Hello, please.
So what I'll do is I will shorten it to what I do have. There we go. So yeah, it's my piece transferred. It's going to lay in here just like a date. Okay. And I'm just ripping this transfer material to get it separated. Here, I can feel that I want to put it.
And be careful so you don't destroy the transfer.
That's right, or else you'll destroy the transfer. While I was working on this to refresh my brain, it's been about a year since I've done transfers. I put on the Stan Winston School of Character Arts video just to play in the background. And you could make a drinking game with how often she says, if you do this, you could destroy the fur transfer. Very much a destructive path. Did not make me confident in my abilities.
Isn't there an Alan Hops drinking game?
There is an Alan Hops drinking game.
Oh God.
Anytime I say the word organic, that is people take a drink thing. Someone posted rules on one of the videos. I'll have to find them. I do like to say the word organic.
I believe what we do is a green industry.
Is a what?
Green industry. We recycle like crazy.
Sure.
I know we did at that trail hunt.
This allows me, doing fur transfers, I'm doing smaller pieces at a time. It's a little more precise. And I think it gives a really nice looking product at the end. Don't smear the silicone around with your fingers. You don't want to get it on your hands. It has heavy metals in it.
So one-way ticket to midnight.
And there are solvents in it that will attack your liver. So don't touch this with your hands. Wear gloves. But Alan, you're not wearing gloves. I know. That's why I'm telling you to wear gloves.
Do as I do. As I say, as I do.
And nice. Okay, very good. Now I'm done up and around there. My plan is to bring this fur to here under the eye, leave this rim painted, bring it down here, and probably do it in here, going back. Yeah, that's going to be it. Okay, but it's time for us to make a transfer sheet, guys, which is, I sound excited. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because it's a touch on the tedious side.
There's a lot to be said. There's a lot of tedium.
Yeah, there is.
That's where the rubber meets the road, though.
So what I'm basically doing, yeah, can you handle doing this crap over and over and over again? I'm taking a small piece at a time, because doing a giant sheet of transfer is a terrible idea. It just takes so long. So this will probably take me 45 minutes to an hour to get the hair off of this and onto its own little sheet like you saw me breaking apart and putting on this. The time investment is kind of high.
But I guess you have to do it in layers like that, otherwise it ends up a deepy mess.
Yes. So this is low-tack masking tape, which is just masking tape. Almost all masking tape is low-tack. The blue tape is actually a little better, but I don't have any. I'm overlapping. You guys want to see this? I'm overlapping this tape by half. And that piece isn't long enough, so I'm going to throw it out. I'd rather have it hanging over a little bit. Yes, I'm taping right down on top of this hair. If I like it, then I should have put some tape on it. Apparently, I like it. I'm just putting tape on it. Tape is not the backing I'm going to use. The tape is going to hold it together while I cut it off of the backing it's already on.
So it's acting like a stabilizer.
It's a stabilizer. And I'm doing 2 layers of tape too. I'm going to go up and down after I finish going across.
Ah, look at you. See that pepper? Oh, magnificent red that you are.
What you working on, Rob?
These Asian demons. Get those up and out.
You going to red them up more?
I was gonna do their bags purple, like really strong purple, and then I was gonna highlight with orange to really bring it out. I'm trying to do this 3-color thing that you did on the witches that made me realize I was working way too damn hard.
On those guys, what I normally do is that little bridge piece.
Yeah.
I do the gums and that bridge piece in periwinkle blue.
Okay.
That has worked very well for me.
Sounds good. So I gotta go through the list. You said I'm gonna be able to go to class on Saturday, right?
If it's not in the middle of the day, but yes.
Okay. Because if I do, it's gonna be that fun fab. Fun fabrication. I learn everything.
And again, I'm just covering this. I want to overlap each piece of tape by half, and I want to make sure I have a little bit hanging off the edges. I do not want to, have a piece that ends in the middle. That's not good. It's all got to overhang. Got to be able to grab this tape and peel it off without disturbing the fur later on. And again, right now I'm making a fur transfer so that I can transfer hair from a piece of fun fur onto a mask. I learned how to do this because I was going to make an animatronic griffin for the Monster Museum. And I haven't made that yet.
It's in the list.
But I have the skill down.
Therein lies the rub.
We also have to finish the centaur.
Yeah, one day. All right. So I'm just going to make sure that it's down. Great. Super. All right. So now I have the tedious task of cutting this hair, this backing off of the hair. The tape holds the hair down. And I'm just going to use scissors.
Is it not as... I guess the Persona Blade is
Persona Blade is good, and I'll use a Persona Blade for some of it.
Yeah.
Getting it started is always the bear. Once I can peel it back, it's good. And I think that starting with scissors is actually easier.
That's helpful.
So just go in underneath. And I'm keeping the scissors as close as I can to the backing of the fabric. And this is what you guys will be watching for a long time. Because this is what takes the longest.
Do you want to distress the bottom of this black robe, or do you want me to have it?
Distress.
Okay.
And I am not doing as precise of a job as I could with this, but I think I'm doing a precise enough job. So I'm already cut back to about here. Yes, you have to know the orientation of your hair. I almost always mark it. This is such a small piece, I can see what's hanging off the end. But yes, you will want to make sure the orientation of the hair is correct. Okay. Well, you enjoy your pizza, big dog. Who's ready for the Super Bowl tonight? Is that tonight?
That is tonight.
I wish them luck.
There's a big episode of football on tonight.
I want the team in blue to win.
Patriots?
I don't
Are they
know.
both in blue?
I have no idea. I'm not a football guy. Okay, so can I explain the reasons I covered the lines on the mask? I just painted it in there to get familiar with the pattern. I only spent about 5 or 10 minutes doing it. Pretty quickly, I want to get familiar with that pattern and make sure that what I did, what the face needed to do, pattern here. And now it's going to be the process of me painting the hair and getting that pattern back in. Once I've laid it out on the mask once, it'll be easy for me to lay it out a second time. But I'll be doing it with the airbrush next time. Anyway, back to cutting fur until I die from it.
Forever and ever and ever.
Stacy, Rob, you guys want to see this process at all?
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. We live a charmed life. We got a nice house paint going on. Some house color.
Okay.
I'm sitting down. Gorgeous. That's why we put caps on.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got. I am keeping the scissors as close as is feasibly possible up against this so that I can peel this back, and this is mostly shaved and the hair is stuck to the tape.
Did she in the video? She's talking about using cuticle scissors, right?
That's a very
for later on.
different process, different part of it.
Because
What most people do is they'll take a razor, like a shaver, electric shaver,
or one of those, or Persona blade, like
Persona
paint
blade
stick?
isn't normally very good,
okay,
simply because you're gonna get this far and it'll dull up, so it won't cut the hair.
yeah, okay.
So
Scissors is the way to do it.
I like scissors. If I were being paid movie money, maybe I'd sit here with an electric razor. But that it's not necessary.
Okay.
I don't find it necessary.
This answered about 1 million questions. I was like,
They also use Prozaid to create the skin. I use spray adhesive.
so you're spraying adhesive on the tape and then lay the fur down and then you go in and cut it off like this?
No.
Oh.
All I did was tape on top of the fur first.
Okay.
Once I have taped on top of the fur,
I'm with you now.
then this surface, I'm going to spray adhesive.
Gotcha.
The underneath here. And I'm going through and I'm just cutting the same area over and over again, just to make sure that I've got it. I know I'm way more cut on this side than that side because I have better access. Doesn't matter. I certainly can come over here, and I will. Bless you. Apparently, you're allergic to tedium.
Kicking up some fur dust.
And if I can see my scissors through the backing, I think I know I'm who fight
Lightning cats. Hi.
who fight the werewolves. Yeah. Hey.
It could be go back to that Neil Gaiman story of 1,000 cats.
I don't know about that. What's the gist of it? It's too much. Sum up.
Cats believed that at one point they were in charge of the planet and humans served them as pets. And the humans got sick of it and decided to have a dream. And they decided that if 1,000 humans could dream that they were in charge, it would change reality. And that's how cats lost the control of humanity.
Okay.
I didn't write this story, I just remember it.
Sounds very interesting.
Yes.
I like the one where the cat fights the devil.
Mm.
Where they have this, he's got this old cat, and
Is that with the violin?
no,
The devil jumps on the hickory stump.
no,
Says, "Cat, let me tell you what." No?
no.
Okay. Carry on.
He's got an old cat that burns himself, or somebody breaks a leg or something, and the cat gets more and more sick, and more terrible things start happening. But every night the cat goes out, like no matter how sick it is, and so he decides one night he's going to go out and take his night vision goggles and watch where the cat goes to see what's so important that even as sick as it is, it goes out. And the cat goes out and fights the devil. The devil shows up and is this shape-shifting, like, is the devil. And the cat just beats the crap out of it, but also gets the crap beat out of it. And he's like, we take care of his wounds very carefully. We don't know how much longer he can hold out.
Okay, gotcha.
I enjoy that one.
Who?
Because I had cats. I had cats who would handily turn me over to the devil for a plate of tuna, though, so.
Oh, yeah. She didn't feed me at 6 o'clock on the dot.
Mm-hmm.
She deserves to burn in hell for all of eternity.
I would sell your soul for a corn chip. Like.
Would you get the door, please?
Hello?
Was anyone there?
No.
That's where I heard knocking.
I did too, but then I looked in the dog door and there wasn't any.
It might have just been a school knocking.
Okay.
We're haunted. It's the haunted
So I'm
workshop.
peeling back, and I'm seeing where I'm sticky. I'm sticky down here. So I'm probably 60% done. I am the easy 60% done, not the hard 60% done.
I want to find her mom.
Oh, no.
What?
Did it even warn you?
Did he get shot on?
Yeah,
Don't waste ink, Rob.
right in the face.
That's expensive.
What, Nate?
Okay.
It was latex house paint.
That's not as expensive.
I know, that's why I didn't bring it to your attention.
Michael Jackson laughs at you.
It almost got in my eye. It was so rude.
It's not bad in your eye.
Wasn't it?
Way better than the alcohol-based ink.
It
Trust
wasn't
me.
a gentleman. It didn't give me a heads up.
Rude.
Rude? So rude. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Got on the mask too. Great.
Looking pretty sheepy.
Yeah, it's shorn.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Everybody back on their heads.
How was your sandwich?
It was really good.
Yeah, the wife makes a good sandwich.
Yeah, the moral of that story is come to Monster Camp. The food is terrific.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And also you make some stuff, but mostly the food.
You know, I told the entire class, I was like, y'all are here to learn how to ask. I'm here to eat. And they're all like, ha 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 ha, and then they ate the first meal, and they're all looking at me like, oh, okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, we get it now.
We get it. Yeah.
Well, you're also here for the food. The masks are incidental.
You're here to eat. Yes. I am.
Yeah, I need to send out invoices for May Monster Camp.
Do we know what days in May it is?
Yes, we do.
We do?
I think it's on.
Huh?
If I send invoices, it will be. I have enough people saying that they want to go. Even if half of them bail, Monster Camp will still be sold out.
As long as it's not on May 30th. It won't be. That's another week.
Okay.
30th is sacred.
That happens on May 30th.
What happens on May 30th?
It's my birthday.
Oh. You don't work on your birthday, Rob?
I try not to.
Do you want me to adjust the neck on this any? Make it down or?
No, I don't think you need to adjust it.
I mean, I'm gonna hem it obviously.
Yeah, do some kind of a hem on the neck,
Sure.
and then I think we're good.
I'll
Yeah.
hem the sleeves.
And hem the sleeves.
I do know that it falls on a Wednesday, I think, this year.
Then that would be a weird day for Monster Camp, Rob.
I know. Though I believe that if you set it up, people would come. If you build it, they will come. On a Wednesday.
So, you know, I want to pull it too far. If I pull it too far and I pull the hair out of place, that's bad. So I'll ruin the transfer. I want to I'm lifting and checking and seeing, making sure it's all separated. And again, like I said before, I'm going over the same areas over and over again. And every time I hear a shearing sound, that means there's a little bit that I missed. Aha! That's it. We did it. See how shorn that is now? So that means that all the hair is actually on the tape. And I'm going to pat this down. So I want as smooth of an area as possible. And now I'm going to take my drink of Coke Zero. Spray adhesive. I use Super 77.
That's awesome.
Because I like it. I don't want this so wet that it just soaks all the way down into the hair. That's no bueno. I do need to get this set up so that I can dry that layer. And I'm going to do, like that was one coat, I'm going to say. I'm going to do probably 6 coats. Oh, you're not plugged in. There was a time when you guys were plugged in. And those were good times.
Here. You need this plug? Nope. Because I am done. I don't need
I got one over here.
Don't really need the soldering iron any longer.
Well, I'm at least working. What I don't want to do is touch this, because then if the adhesive works, it sticks to my finger and it comes up. So what I'm going to do,
Bless you.
yes, I have used leather sheen on a mask. I've used both the Phoebings and the Tandy leather sheen. It does not flex at all, so it cracks. As long as your mask is not flexible, then it'll probably be fine. Remember I said I was going to do 6 layers. That's 2. I'm going to do 3 this way and I'll flip it over. I'm making a fur transfer for herring a mask because I want more precision than just attaching fur directly. Used 1 part urethanes for this. I've used Prozaid for this. I like spray adhesive. I have it on hand. And it builds up a nice thick skin fast. The one part urethane that I used was called snake skin, and that did well too. Very flexible skin. I've cut the hair off of Fun Fur. I've used tape on the back side, and then I cut all the hair off very carefully and tediously so that I can have this nice sheet of material to attach to a mask. I can get complex curves with this. It's just better for holding down and holding to all those forms. And that was 3. So I'm going to flip it and do 3 more. As I can see going this way, spray is directional. So now I'm going to spray it this way and get down in all those areas that I missed before.
Oh, I see it.
And this side looks like a mat. It looks terrible. This is the side I'm gluing down. Okay, that's 1 layer this way. Here is 2. Dos. Yeah, the leather sheen works well. It's just not flexible. So if that mask goes under a hard flex, it'll crack on you. And that's why I use Plastidip Glossifier. I'm really hoping that I can get everything I need to get done with this one last piece of transfer, so I don't have to do it anymore. Last coat.
To the pain. To the pain.
But I leave your ears.
So the screams of, dear God, what is that? Will echo in your perfect house.
Yep.
It's like an Asian beast man.
What?
Like an Asian beast man.
A bit. No idea how long it was disconnected. Sorry, guys. Yes, I would apply Prozade to this with an airbrush. Exact same way as a spray can. With an airbrush. Now that's going to be sticky. Yes, it's sticky. I was right. I'm going to hit this with baby powder. I'm going to powder this whole thing to make sure that I can handle it and move it around and not cause a problem.
Kind of weird.
kind of weird?
1 bottle of water in your fridge.
Tap water. If I don't use all the transfer, can I save it? Yes. Put it in wax paper. Powder it down and put it in wax paper.
Like a wig. Powder a wig.
Don't never powder a wig. I'm using a hair dryer. I'm not using a heat gun because I'm not using a heat gun because it would fry up this hair. Heat guns are too hot. We're just tapping off the powder now. So now is the fun part of me taking off the paper. And I'm going to go flip the puppy over. I'm starting over here.
Well, they put an ad out on today.
I know, I saw those little like lust.
I think they've got like 8 different styles.
Of what?
Skulls.
Nightmare Makers?
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're good people too.
That was what he was saying.
They were some of the first people I met in the industry.
Hold it down. Hold it down.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Keep in mind your hair direction.
I'm going to use the force. No.
And I am peeling this tape in the direction of the hair. So I'm starting at this top corner, and I'm not even in a spot where I can do any real damage because there's tape underneath of this. Remember, I did 2 layers. I'm just taking off that top layer of tape right now. I'm still practicing good form by peeling in the direction that the hair goes, not against it. If I peeled against it, I could be pulling up hair. That backing is not like life insurance, man. That backing is, it's just strong enough to hold this sucker together. What I tried to get rid of is the thickness in between the hair and the mask, which is why Fun Fur sucks. It's on this thick backing, and there's only so much that you can do with it.
Oh.
But this is going fairly well. I'm just running down, and see, I've already, just in case I have to leave and come back, I'm putting my directional arrows back into this. And this isn't dangerous until I get down here at this very end. And you'll see that this stuff will hold together pretty well with these 6 layers of spray adhesive. Last time I did 12 funky, and I thought, well, I think 6 would be enough. We'll find out if I was wrong.
We'll find out together.
Now, could I just add more spray adhesive if I think it's not enough? No, because I've powdered it. So that spray adhesive really won't stick. What you doing, Rob?
I'm taking some photos.
What you getting pictures of?
The masks.
Yeah?
So, because I've been thinking about this paint job for like 3 days. So I'm plotting out paint jobs in my head. And if I have pictures of the mask, I can refer to them.
Everything right up to here, those are all just people.
Yeah, I know.
So you can paint them all the same, and then I do a clown makeup on top of that.
That's what I was going to do with those.
Yeah.
I'm trying to limit my designs to 3 colors.
Well, it has to have 3 colors before it can go out. You can go up to, 6, 7 colors. Just don't go crazy.
Well, there's a lot more.
Time is money.
I think if I go with 3 colors, I stay away from muddying it up as much.
That's true too.
So that's kind of what I'm going at.
This is looking good so far. For all of you 13 people who are interested.
Let's go grab some clowns.
And some inbreds.
Start
Inbred
knocking them all out. You dry.
All right, this is the hard part. Remember the fur direction. The fur direction is this way. I'm gonna remind it. And the way that I put the tip on means I can peel it off starting at the bottom, which will put the least amount of stress on this.
Put a little red on there. Give me life.
Got red on me.
You know, I learned that Tom Holland was Billy Madison.
What's he?
Yeah,
Who's Billy Madison?
it's an Irish dance movie. It's a movie about a boy wanting to dance and his dad wanted him to box or something like that. I don't know. I've never really seen it.
That's a good movie.
If he did both, he'd be really good at it.
Yeah.
Look like both of them.
Probably better at the boxing. Boxing doesn't help as much with dance, except for getting picked on. Helps with that.
Helps with that.
Alright, black rube.
That's funny. You never took boxing. You just went straight into jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah. But we did, because in the jiu-jitsu, we did 4 months classes, you know, and you pick one as boxing, you pick a weapon for 4 months, and it's 4 months of training on that thing,
Right.
which was nice.
I traded martial arts lessons to a Golden Gloves boxer who taught me how to box. That guy could hit like a truck.
Why are they called them boxers?
Man, he could hit me and man, my kids cried. He would hit so hard.
Yeah, but your kids cry all the time because you're their dad.
Aww.
Oh.
That's just mean.
All of you say what a nice person I am. Ask Rob.
Yeah,
He's got stories.
I've got stories. Square laughs every time I'm like, there's that nurturing behavior again, Square, and he just laughs. Just laughs.
I got our costuming department mad at me once. Oh, twice, actually. 3 times.
At least once a week.
Because
let's be honest.
homeless people would leave blankets
Oh god.
in the cubby at dark hours, like in the corner of the building. They'd leave their blanket. Well, a distressed homeless person blanket is a great prop for the show, so I take it. They left it on our property, so I took it. Obviously, it wasn't important to them, or they would have taken it with
The
them.
more you have to justify that on, the worse it sounds.
Oh, I'm not justifying it. I think it's survival of the fittest. The best blanket finder won't shudder in the cold. If it didn't have like texture and character, I'd probably let it have it. And I haven't really like wrestled it out of anyone's hands.
You only did that once, right?
Just the one time. When that was a sweet blanket.
Well, at least in hell we'll know how to make things.
That's right. Get them an air conditioning system.
That's right. I intend to blow out the pilot as soon as I get there. The pilot light.
Blow out home pilot light.
Yep.
How am I supposed to get this thing lit? It's dark in here. Oh.
Say what will. Hell's probably got the best bands.
You're not wrong.
The best bands?
Yeah. Music acts.
I guess.
Well, if you count everybody who's ever been who was a musician, if you think they go to hell, then
Okay, so this is
Possibly.
coming along pretty well, and you can see it looks just like fur under there, except it's really flexible, and it's a thin membrane.
laughter thing.
Okay, oh, I got to keep going. Oh, but yeah, so we're making a fur transfer. Watching you work while I make stuff, cool. Well, I should bring back YouTube Wednesday, but I don't have time. That's the problem. The time is in the editing of videos, not in the shooting of videos, obviously, because I go live quite a bit. But it's editing that project into a 20-minute informational nugget. I didn't stop doing it because I'm out of ideas. I didn't stop doing it because I don't enjoy it. I stopped doing it because my other life demands are higher time-wise, especially my work dark hour. Dark Hour is a year-round haunted house that I'm the director of, and at that haunted house, they need me there.
All the dang time.
And that was time that I had before to make videos.
He's constantly building stuff and showing us how to build stuff and keeping us from dying.
Yeah, lots of the stopping of death.
But
Hey, there's a whole lot of that Friday.
Yeah.
you could definitely, save the live videos and watch them for Wednesday.
That's true, yeah. You can watch these live videos on Wednesday. And I'm trying to do a better job of categorizing these, where there's going to be shop hangout nights where we're doing whatever. But like this one, I'm naming them so you can look them up at least. And I should go back and pull the transfer lesson out of this and edit it down into a YouTube Wednesday video. Will I? I doubt it.
Maybe after transfer?
Yeah. I might go back and rename it and call it per transfer video.
All that magical free time we have?
For a meager salary, I would absolutely do all the video editing for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Stacy, you just done.
Well, hold on. Stacy, how much massive spare time do you have?
I said a meager salary. For a decent salary, I will absolutely quit my day job and do this for you all the time, forever.
Oh, well, that's not meager, Stacy. That's not a meager salary.
Well, one day.
We're trying to grow this still piece pretty big.
I don't know.
Despite your best efforts, Alan.
Yeah, let's not say that we are trying to.
Despite your best efforts.
It's sort of happening, and I'm involved.
We need shirts.
Like I want. We're working on shirts. We'll have shirts for Transworld.
Sweet. I mean, I have the dress shirt.
I'm up at the top, guys, because I'm pulling off the very top edge. And I did make sure that I put thick spray adhesive up there, just to make sure that this was a little bit easier. And you know what? Some hair is going to come off with it. And that's okay. The first one I did, it was black hair. And I ended up with these really cool haired pieces of tape. I'm like, man, that looks like skin, with sparse hair on it. That looks great. I did not use them for anything, but I did think about it. So this is transferred hair. Look at how supple that is. And it just goes right back. So if like an animatronic or something, it can bend and move easier than fur. I do want to get a lot of this off of it. Just talcum. Talcum talda.
It's not a puma.
It takes a long time to do. I ain't going to lie to you. I don't know how much time I have invested in this piece. But this is the back of it that I'll be gluing down. It's pretty flat. I know you see a lot of nubbies on there. But it doesn't stick up near as much as Fun Fur. Which just, it doesn't take a bend. It wants to be a stiff piece of fabric. I don't want to smoke us out in here. Rob, can you entertain the peeps for a bit? Entertain the peeps for a bit with painting. I'm bringing the camera to you.
Oh, okay.
You're going to watch Rob paint a little bit. He'll talk you through his technique and his process.
Hello, everybody.
Are you capable of aiming the camera?
I am.
Great.
You can do things. I can do things. Hey guys, so I'm working on some inbreds over here. That's what we call them. It's not what I named them. And what I'm doing is first I'm dry brushing a really layer of red on there. You see? See the pink? What that allows me to do is when I go back over it with a little bit of white, it gives it more of a flesh tone. as you can see. A little bit of blood under the skin always brings life. As you can tell, we're not all just pale, pasty, white people. Well, I am. I'm Irish. I can't. It's in my makeup. Pale, pasty, Irish thing who hardly ever drinks. I know I'm an aberration. But this white's really going to allow it to pop under low lighting in a haunt situation and give it some depth. The red gives it a little bit of depth. As you can see a difference between that side and that side. See how the white goes on and gives it more of a flesh tone? Really helps. We're going to have some more people here in the shop pretty soon, I think. I don't ramble quite as well as Stacy, apparently. She has skill sets. She has skill sets.
It was nice because she was very on target on what she was doing. That was good.
So these are masks that I'm preparing for Trans World. I'm very excited. I have this entire rack behind me I need to fill up with masks to sell. So please come buy all these masks. I could use the help. Justify all my work here, all my time that I spend here. You know, so I hope everybody's really excited about Trans World. I know I am. It's one of my favorite shows to go to of the year. I like the one in New Orleans, HauntCon as well. I always have a hard time trying to choose what classes I'm going to take at Trans World. Do any of y'all have any ideas on what classes y'all are taking? I intend to take scenic painting and foam fabrication, because I can always bone up on that a little bit. And if I can get into an airbrush class, I'll probably take one of those. Just to get more familiar with it. Great thing I love about this industry is you're never going to perfect anything. You've always got stuff you can learn. Like if I got really good at painting and was happy with that, then I could move on to the pneumatics, foam carving, foam appliances for prosthetics, airbrush makeup. It never stops. It never stops. Now, just by the nature of my job, my primary focus at work is set design and building, because that's just kind of the part of the department I'm in. Is we're build crew. Stacy sometimes works up there in costuming.
Yeah.
As you can tell, she is a seamstress of some skill. More than me, evidently. I'm not that good at it. I break sewing machines. I can put together a costume pretty well. I've got a good eye for it. But when it comes to making a costume, that's when I tend to farm out those materials that help. Pretty ugly mask here. These will not be haired. As with any of the masks we make, if you see something at Trans World that you like, if you'd like it, a custom design, a custom paint, a custom hair, we can do all those things for you. You just have to work with us, tell us what you want, and then we can either take the order and fill it as the case may be, or move it a little bit further down the road. Just because we don't have something there, we can always make stuff too. So that's up to Alan. If you decide, you want a custom clown mask or costume, he'll probably charge you $400 for it. We don't do a lot of clowns. I do have 2 masks that I'm making that are clown masks that I will be bringing to Trans World. Just for fun, just to see if anybody has any interest in those. Should be fun. I enjoy it. First character I ever played in the haunted house was a clown. I didn't name him, but I was given him. And I created a rodeo clown character the first year I ever worked in a haunted house. He had a 10-foot bullwhip and was obnoxious as all get out. Go figure.
I love real life clowns. Haunt clowns.
That's true. Unlike real life clowns, haunt clowns. Haunt clowns.
Haunt clowns and haunt clowns.
The problem I find with haunt clowns is a lot of them have to sharpen their chins and they vape. And they all have the same, Luke Picard haircut, just untrimmed. It's just, they tend to get lost. Now, every once in a while, a clown will rise up out of the seething throngs of clowns, and they stand out. They look great, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I got conned into helping the wife with yard work.
God.
Fate worse than death.
What, yard work?
Yeah.
It's not worse than death. It's not worse than that. Too much red. I still got a dry brush tomorrow.
Okay, maybe it's a little pink.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I like them though, they're fun.
Yeah, they're good.
I like these guys. I ended up talking about clowns.
Okay. What about clowns?
How they all sharpen their chin at the same place.
Okay.
Actually, I said every once in a while a clown will rise from a throng of clowns, and they're like, "Oh, that's my simple clown."
Yeah.
Rarely, it happens though. There's a clown that works out at Arx Mortis. I don't remember her name, but she is.
Owlie?
Is that her name? She looks great.
Yeah.
She has cross eye contacts. I mean, she is a well put together clown. I really like that look.
In like a design sense or like a hubba hubba sense?
Design sense.
Okay, just checking.
I don't sexualize haunt characters. Call me crazy. It's an actor under a mask and makeup most of the time.
Most of the time.
I'm not trying to get on board with that.
Okay, I beat out most of the talc of this. And but now this sheet will conform to things that the other would not. It's thinner.
Thinner.
Yeah.
It's like that gypsy.
Yes. That was exactly the reference that I just made.
Look at me catching
Was
on
it
your,
in the form of
Good
a
job,
question?
Captain America.
checking on your obscure references.
Is there obscure?
That's a nice bleach shirt you got there, Rob.
Thanks, I made it.
Paper pattern, spray bleach.
No, wood pattern laser cut.
Nice.
That way I still have it. I make these all day long.
No, there you go.
Huh?
You don't make them all day long.
No, but I could.
How many did you make yesterday?
I said
None.
I could! I didn't say I have recently. I just made the shirt 2 years ago. God, why gotta be that way?
There I'd be.
Semantics.
No, it's not semantics. It's not speaking in absolutes.
Sorry for a minute there. I was saying it's Phil the Contrarian.
As soon as someone says always, never in a sentence, they're wrong. And that is the hard part. And I try very hard not to speak in absolutes.
Well, there is no always. That's
But is there never any always?
accurate. Well, eventually the universe will end.
Entropy.
Theoretically and ideally, we won't be there for it. But
We're doing our best.
At this rate, I'm cheering for the heat death of the universe.
you can find me in the restaurant at the end of the universe. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
And
But you know where my towel is.
I did.
yes.
Did you ever watch Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective?
God, yes. Oh my God.
And
Okay.
everyone's like,
We
So
said
see
that.
that
I'm
piece
like,
up there.
Of course it did. you the title alone, we're shooting a basic collegiate level understanding going on. Come on.
It's so good. I thought I got 2 seasons at least.
What's the show you're talking about?
Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Never even heard of it.
It's very weird.
What channel was it on?
I think it was BBC One.
Oh,
I don't actually remember.
I'm not into
It's
BBC.
on. It's Douglas Adams. It's the books he wrote after Hitchhiker's
This
Guide.
is how much a kid of the 90s I am. Every time you say BBC, I want to say, yeah, you know me. That's the song. Yeah, the
I don't
90s.
think they said BBC.
They didn't. They said OPP. Which I always thought meant other people's property.
That is what it means.
Great.
I'm trying to get your right.
I've heard other options,
It depends on which sex.
which
you
are not as appropriate.
Right. If you're a guy, and if you're a girl, it's a. But generally, for radio, it's property. Stands for property.
I never promised you intelligent conversation. Remember that. That wasn't like, watch Stilpy Studios and get enlightened. I never said that.
One
It was
enlightenment.
just implied heavily.
No. I said go make stuff.
Go watch Monty Python's
Not-
The Meaning of Life.
Will not come here and get smarter. I say nay nay.
That movie actually has the meaning of life in it.
42? Because this is fewer layers, this should be easier.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
That arrow is a little bit off on my fur direction, so I'm changing it. I don't have to cut what I traced. You're not the boss of me tracing lines. I want this to be the way that it is.
When's the Super Bowl start?
Who even knows?
I think it's this evening.
I sure don't know.
We should do like the Maker Bowl
Maker bowl. Oh, I get that.
and just make stuff tonight.
Oh, no, what would be cool is get another mask maker in here, and y'all are both challenged with the same mask, and you have to do it in a 4-hour period.
Well, that'd be cool.
That's like the Super Bowl. We call it the Stilt Bowl.
The Beast Bowl.
The Beast Bowl. I like that.
I didn't want to do a haunt Olympics.
Like 3 on the fly.
Well, no, it's just all, let's go sliding, stilt walking.
Like a stilt obstacle course.
Yes, because you have to sign this waiver.
Competition in the Beast Bowl. Could be hands just you.
I would do a stilt obstacle course.
Yeah, it would be tough to watch though because the stilt event should be, here's the event. Stay on these stilts and walk around for 12 hours. It's a marathon.
I would do it.
Not for sissies.
7 hours isn't for sissies.
My record is 16.
That is a really long time.
What do they look like?
They looked like these like ethereal light beings, like
Really?
yeah, light up costumes and
Like light wire?
I think they were just like battery operated twinkle lights.
Very costumey or were they charactery?
Very costumey.
Okay.
I think. White wigs.
Ruined.
Ruined.
Ruined. Sounds like you're...
Wig, Alan.
Whatever. They're the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
Same thing.
No, not the same thing.
Put some powder on it, the same thing.
Aww.
Prob.
It's not where we typically put powder. Especially if you're still on. What's weird is riding an escalator on stilts. That's pretty weird.
Oh yeah.
The moving sidewalks at Universal were rough on stilts.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're not that bad. I was, 18 years old, talking to girls, standing backwards while I'm talking, and it ended.
Oh.
Yeah, I did some cool stuff to not fall over.
Well, at least you didn't fall that time.
That's true.
I have fallen.
Yes, you have, and I've got it on camera.
I have yet to see that.
I know.
Because I want to know if everybody in the room was like, "Oh!"
My money's
Hey,
yes.
see that? Boom, shalaka laka. I was gonna blend
Yeah, but I still got up and finished the night.
right in with that.
See, that is probably the biggest thing to keep me off of stilts in the show outside of the weight limit. Is that I'm really awfully fond of my teeth.
Man, I love teeth.
And your teeth?
Yeah, I'm a super big fan of them.
Don't land on them.
I would like to keep them in my head.
Okay, so once again, I'm using this pattern for the other side.
Not for my teeth.
Oh. Well, so if you have insurance, you're ahead of me. This is great one. Floss obsessively.
Also, the dentist and I are not friends.
That's one of the things I lost in the divorce was really good insurance. The kids have it though.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Aha! I almost did that wrong. I did do that wrong, but I just did the tracing wrong. Because there's definitely a right and a left that you have to worry about. And I was right. This one is easier to separate by hand because it's thinner. There's less glue on it.
No stays. You don't want to carpool out here on Sunday, you know?
Wasn't sure for sure I was coming.
Yeah, I just gave Shannon the report. Well, it's just me and Rob, I think. And then you messaged me like 20 minutes later, and I said, oh, okay, there's 3 of us now.
The look on her face when I said, hey, Skullberg is coming. She's like, okay.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, wait. Well, we need you cranking out those roads for sure. Geeks are about fandom, nerds are just about being.
Yes, you can do this with any type of fur. So, yes.
Technical.
But you know what? I run in sideshow circles as well. I feel like I have to make a distinction between geek and nerd in that regard. Less
Fair
people-
enough, fair
less
enough.
And
people think
I will
actually-
also be working on the Demigorgon later today,
Head off a live chicken?
I don't.
after
So I
this.
said less people think I do that.
Oh, or light bulbs.
I have not done the light bulb stuff. I don't have great teeth, and so I'm not going to eat anything that might.
The only thing I've ever eaten, like consumed alive,
Okay.
is goldfish.
Eagle better.
You joined a fraternity.
Okay.
I was a Delta.
Fraternities are like clowns. People tell you what fraternity they were even though no one asked. I'll tell you about my clown character.
She was from Denton. She's been to Denton. She knows Delta Lodge.
That's true.
It was just meaningless to you, Al.
That's probably also me.
I showed that puppet video that we had with Tony.
Yeah?
Oh yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
That's pretty
I can't remember if he worked at Karma's or he just hung out at Karma's a lot. He was like, Karma's.
He never worked at Karma Cafe. I would have known him.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't remember if he worked there or he just hung out there all the time. But he has a shirt from there.
I was there all the time. I slept there once.
That's sad.
There's a 24-hour coffee shop.
You shouldn't sleep in a coffee shop, Rob.
It was filled with couches.
That's fine.
I slept there a
People
lot.
just want their coffee, man. They don't want to dodge homeless people.
Unless you're a popular homeless person.
Maybe they do want to dodge homeless people. All right, so
That's why you moved to Denton. To dodge
if you
popular
look
homeless people.
at this mask, and you guys can't see it because of the definition, I'm filming on a potato as well as upload speed of 4. The contours of the sculpture are still happening through the fur because the membrane is so thin of it. The Demigorgon is for Transworld, but only for the auctions. You'll be able to get one at the Halloween Haunt Association auction as well as the Don't Be a Monster auction. Both of those will have a Demigorgon mask up for Skizzle.
I am the Dwight Pyewood Wall.
That's pretty great. That's nice. That'll work. That'll work, homie.
Word.
It's good, yo.
We had a Holocaust cloak.
It's a Holocaust cloak. See, go put that back on. Play dress up.
Yoko Max said it looks so nice I could keep it.
Now, did you start this today?
Yes.
That's why robes are so much faster than coats.
Quite a bit faster.
Yeah. You might be able to knock out another one.
I might be able to lock in one day.
Yeah. So the stilt robe, this is the basis. It's not the whole Grim Reaper costume. This is the basis for a Grim Reaper costume. That's... Stop that. Stop that now. Okay. Back to furring. Not furrying, just furring.
Dude, that almost took a really weird turn.
Where did our chart go of our colors? It's been moving.
Well, I took it away to put it somewhere safe.
Oh no.
And
as such, it is now lost, but safe.
I know, yes. It is gone.
Very safe.
And yet very safe.
Excellent.
So,
Would you like another one in black, or should we do another color? I know we have to do several of this particular.
if you can jump to white, then, you know, we're taking 2 Reapers.
No,
Not
that
got
one?
another Reaper.
Okay.
Sure.
I guess that's it.
Unless we think we're going to be in a situation where we don't have enough time to get them all done, in which case I don't want multiples.
I think we're fine.
Okay,
We're always running out of time.
then knock it out.
Time is
I am a patterning machine. Not patterning, patterning.
So that right now is 2 coats of Krampus and a robe.
Cool.
I got another robe. Rob, are these your gross ass gloves?
What? What?
No.
Yep.
What? Yes, I'm sorry. That's strange. I don't normally do that. I thought for sure I'd put them in the trash.
My children aren't here to leave crap around,
Gonna
so
be
somebody has to
the
do it.
eyepiece.
Story of my life. There are times my ex-wife would call me, yell at me about stuff getting misplaced. I'm like, I've been out of town for this week.
How is that my fault?
How is that my fault?
Shannon's dread is when I say, honey, have you seen the piece of paper that I had in my hand? It was yellow and it was 4 Wednesdays ago. She's like, oh,
Oh, crap.
no.
I have not seen that thing.
That doesn't surprise me.
Do you call your junk drawer Shannon's Bane?
No. She likes the junk drawer because then she can just make my things go away. She makes things disappear there. Okay, so there's a change I have to make on the other side. I just made a note to extend it that direction. And this guy with fur direction. This is it. This is as exciting as my life gets, guys. This is today. Today, it's as exciting as my life gets.
Sometimes you go places and eat stuff.
Yeah.
We get to go on a hunt in Chicago.
Chi-town.
Finding places to eat. I have a friend of mine who's a pilot. He says he's been to Chicago like 40 times and finally found a good pizza place.
Well, did you have him tell you what it was?
I don't remember the name,
You suck.
but I can always reach out to him. What's the name of that pizza place? Good looking pie, too.
Did he show you a picture?
Yeah, he saw us on Facebook. On the social medias.
It's better than social medias.
Social medias! There's, an
That's
angry,
murder your children.
and there's a sad chorus in the background. No, we're not talking about the Greek tragedy, Medea.
Don't mind me. I'm just pulling apart fur, making a thing. See, if this were a YouTube video, I would fast forward this part, so you guys didn't have to sit through it.
Stacy, can you edit montages?
Not from here.
That'd be hilarious. And mask. So I'm gonna be Eye of the Tiger.
That's too much licensing. You know what? I actually did look up trying to find who to get the license for Yakety Sax from. Yakety Sax is the Benny Hill music.
Yes.
And I wanted to play that during all of my fast-forwarded footage.
Yeah.
But I could not find who was the licensor of it. Despite
Much longer.
It's not a public domain yet.
A
It's an old
search.
song.
on the interwebs.
It's an older song.
That is what my son used to do his straight jacket escape too.
What, Yakety Sax?
Uh-huh. You have not seen high comedy, so you've seen a second grader escape from a neon orange straight jacket to Yakety Sax.
I'll agree with you.
That is one of those things I will never do.
Straight jacket escape?
Straight jacket at all.
Why?
No.
Are you just claustrophobic?
Uh-huh. Enough to know that ain't happening.
I have learned that Rob is claustrophobic. I think I screwed you into a box once.
I was here for that.
Oh yeah.
You tried.
Good times.
Yep.
I broke that box.
Large time had by hell.
Again, remember I said about me being nice. Okay. You guys might want to see what I'm doing. I'm just taking this thing and put it on here.
That's not awkward.
Okay. So that piece is on. Now we'll cut the next of them. I want it to be like this. I'm trying to work and get all these to fit in like one area, you know. Transworld is in St. Louis this year. Transworld is always in St. Louis until it changes.
And we love it there.
That's excessive. I don't mind the show being there. I would not say that I love it there.
There's some pretty cool stuff there.
There is some cool stuff there. There's also a lot of crime.
I think I will go let them in.
Great.
Discourage bags.
Okay. And I just have to line up this arrow this way. Okay. And now I'm just going through and I'm pinching everything. Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Pinched everything up in here.
Pinching does get me a more natural edge, but also these edges are going to be airbrushed, and that'll help camouflage them a little more too. All the hair on this is actually going to be airbrushed. This is actually going to be a gray cat mask, not a white cat mask. But it's hard for you to start with a gray and then lighten and darken. I'd rather just start with white and then get everything to be a little darker.
Various shades of gray.
Perhaps even as many as 50
That would be impressive.
shades of gray.
So many shades of gray.
Great job going right by the 50 Shades of Grey reference.
Oh, yeah, I'm good with that.
Oh man, we're just working.
Okay. Hello, Skullbirds. Birds. Burgerers.
That looks good. I was gonna ask you if you ate tacos or something. I was gonna bring tacos. But...
No. Part of the reason why people keep showing up here is Shannon feeds them.
I wouldn't leave, honestly.
Probably the main reason people keep showing up.
It doesn't hurt.
I'll say it can't be that bad. It's pretty awesome. Will work for food.
So what's up, guys?
Not much.
You spent your day at Canton, correct?
Correct.
Purchasing things.
We did.
What'd you buy? Canton is a giant, it's like a giant garage sale. Nicer flea market. I guess flea markets are nicer than garage sales. That's probably debatable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff again.
There's a lot of cool stuff at Canton.
We made it through approximately 1/4 of the place today.
Oh my gosh.
That's a lot of work. 1/4 is a lot.
We walked a lot.
And you were mostly outside, right?
Oh yeah. We stuck to the outside tents.
Yeah, I don't do any of the inside stuff.
That's where the retail is. I stay in the garage sale side, that's the whole thing.
Right?
Okay. This thing is sweet.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
There's a quality hack and slash.
That is a plate. It's stainless steel, so you can carry it and not worry about it rusting and whatnot. It's also plates welded together, so it's lighter. And yeah, it's a costume axe for carrying.
That's cool. That's nice. Oh. How was Monster Camp?
Monster Camp went amazing.
Yeah.
I will say.
I started watching monster tutorials.
Yeah.
His first recap day, I guess, was he already posted it.
Yeah.
I haven't been back on YouTube in a while.
Permanent and stuff outside?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was
Just
just-
confirming.
The other day,
I was hoping it wasn't your shop on
Our
fire.
yard looked like Apocalypse Now because it was so cold and there was like moisture in the air, so the smoke just hung. Cool. It was nice. So now Skullberg is here. Say hi.
Hello.
Okay. And where's your wife's here too? Great.
She's behind the door of silence.
Yes.
She's
Okay.
staying away from you.
All right. So
She has been warned.
now I need to get a little mow here. All right. Do I have enough here to do this in one go? I think that I do. I think I have got it. So let's pattern it.
Hopefully by next chance.
You guys are whispering.
We don't interrupt your
Yeah, I'm not
Share a
gonna
little
run
class.
your stuff.
I don't really have a thing for stuff.
Another rube. Yeah, it's delicious. It's heavy, it's got some fresh.
Yeah. I don't look at things already.
This one's
I always
got
do. Great right now.
Yeah, you go get on your show life, it disappears.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this piece before I get that top edge figured out.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? I don't know. Oh, you do a lot of that licensing stuff? That's cool. I will be using hair and fur on the chin. On the chin, I'll do some of this to blend it in, and then I will do this hair on top, just like I did right here. And when you paint, that line just goes away.
Hey, fill your pockets up with stuff on there.
How big are her pockets?
I don't know. Find out.
Rob, can you close that door?
Barn dwellers?
I was about to say that you could chastise them for being raised in a barn like I do you.
I did it. I did well.
So again, just simple paper patterns.
respond to my email.
I prefer perforated paper patterns.
You weren't after training.
You what?
Or text back. You don't have to training. Now I'm probably working through as well, so.
Yes, because I'm trying to get, free.
Scott Freeman did it?
Scott volunteered to do it right after Steve November.
Oh, okay.
And I told him to grab as many people as he wanted to help with the class. So there's plenty of people there and plenty of different people looking at it. I'm still working on trying to get the class description and stuff.
No worries. I mean, like I said, I'll be, man, I still do this.
Okay. I'm going to cut this pattern and then we'll see if it's right.
I taught all those classes that I worked in, so and this, but yeah, so I just throw it out there.
I appreciate it because I'm still, Scott was like, he goes, I'll be at your training class. I didn't know what I was going to do. He said I could get in there.
I don't want to do that.
Sure. Yeah.
We're gonna make all the things.
Two different animals.
So I'm
Okay.
trying to get a anchor training
And I have to go look at my kitten's head, like you do.
Yeah, that's good.
Right behind this shelf that he's leaning on is a big visual reference. And I'm just making sure that what I do is going to work fur direction-wise. Not fur.
Now, this is, I don't know.
Fur.
Galette? Apple galette?
Yeah, it's
Is
delicious.
it chicken?
No, it's.
This is an apple desserty thing, which I told her I would try.
It's made of delicious.
I'm not a fruit dessert guy.
No, you like vegetables, right?
I hate to say it, it's like a lazy apple pie.
That's pretty good.
It is good.
Galette is like
All right,
French. French for lazy pie?
this works.
I was looking at
I'm gonna put it on here.
Stop it. Just stop it. You're gonna get me in trouble.
Here, napkins,
Showing
silverware,
chicken.
bowling plates.
You have your kitchen set up over there?
Yes.
You did a hot plate?
I just want to carry it.
I just know. Yeah, no joke, right?
Rob, you're about halfway to your Keurig, by the way.
Am I?
Yes.
Sweet.
Anybody who donates money on Super Chat goes towards getting Rob a Keurig for the shop.
Oh my goodness.
That I'm keeping it completely separate from any other YouTube profit. It just goes towards getting. No, anyone can use the Keurig once I have one. But
Yeah,
Rob
I'm
wants
gonna
one.
put, I'm gonna make a label that says Rob's Keurig.
I have a Keurig in my house.
Right? On demand water. It's for the win.
Actually, I bought Keurig cups for work.
Okay.
Are you gonna work?
Cup and noodles.
Oh, my friend actually,
All right.
Like
they
that.
sell K-cups.
Ooh.
It's soup.
What?
You just put the thing in there and the hot water comes through and there's your
They sell chicken broth and beef broth in K-cups.
What?
Cheese soup.
Yeah.
I like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Made it magic.
When she's fasting, that's what she does.
You have my interest. Really? Sounds good.
I haven't tried them. My friend does them.
All right.
And I was like, wait, that's soup?
It's the last piece of hair. Do-do-do-do. Except for the chin. Except for the
That's-
chin.
Fantastic. Oh.
We're gonna say hi to the fire marshal.
Shut that right through my fire marshal that's burning.
Great. Well, I was gonna trust anybody to do.
Want to give our viewers a lesson on safety, Rob?
No, I'm a walking example of what not to do. That sucked. I don't even know how the hell I did it.
Magic.
I was getting ready to go out and fight on the chessboard, right?
Yeah.
And I'm eating steak on a steak. And I'm using my actual hip knife to cut off pieces of steak because it was an amusing thing. Magnus would, he was very not into it until he was fighting.
Yes.
So, but in skewering my steak on a steak, I went right through it and sliced the heck out of my thumb.
Oh no.
So then I just taped my, well, I've had gloves on, luckily, and I just kept that fist clenched through the whole fight
Oh my god.
to stop the bleeding. But luckily I cut it like 2 moves before I went out.
Helpful that.
So that was good. I used to be on the cast at a Renaissance festival. I used to teach. I was in charge of character, dialect, and costume.
Wait, dialect?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Learn something new every day.
The old dialect program made everyone angry.
Oh, sorry.
So I went to a system of tapes, David Allen Stern,
Yeah,
who has excellent dialect tapes.
yes, he does.
And I used those, and that way no one got mad at us for correcting them. It was David Allen Stern who was correcting. And I think they've gone away from that. And I would love to see if the happiness has gone up or down.
Well, we're gonna find out soon enough.
Yeah.
We gotta start getting out there.
I know, it's museum season for the Monster Museum.
We got stuff to do. And all this free time we have.
Their massive spare time.
All that spare time.
Next weekend, Bobby is going to come out here and hook up that 220 volt heater.
Okay.
And then I will talk to him about coming out to fair and helping me with some electrical there.
Just let me know, man.
Statue was said.
Again, I've marked this out and I am separating this by pinching it away. This little piece wants to be cut with a razor blade, so I will oblige it. All right, so this is my headpiece.
Big tip. When are you and Mike gonna come work it up at dark hour for a weekend?
Do what?
Yes. Why not?
Actually, I never tried it. That's amazing.
There we go.
There's a lot of Jillian making her own handful of his knees and cry. Not just
I can do that, not in a mask.
You just go beat on your head.
All right, looks like this piece will work just fine. Put some of the goopity spooch on it.
It comes
The what now?
Goopity spooch.
Goopity smooch.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
My
So
mother
I
was
really
there.
need to go and come up with this now.
you know, goopity spooch.
Goopity smooch, yeah, for kids.
It's like, just tell me how to feed it.
This is the adult version.
But, so when we were in New Orleans,
Yeah.
Michael was in that, whatever, that 100-year-old mom, whatever.
At O'Brien's?
Whatever he was,
There's a
one
lot.
is the oldest mom.
Oh, the
Jean Lafitte's.
Lafitte's. Yeah.
I'm sure.
It's a private bar.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's Lafitte's.
so I was standing kind of in the doorway because I was looking for him, so I was kind of looking in there, and it's really dark in there. And it was night. And I didn't see anything.
Okay,
So
I have it set.
I was debating whether or not I was going to go in, because I didn't tell him where I was.
Right.
Yeah, so I was in this place anyway. And, but then I saw our little kid coming toward me, and I was like, oh, okay. So then I stepped out of the way, and then I realized it was in the doorway blocking people. He's like, can you show me how to do it? And I'm like, because I was like, what are you talking about, dude? That's ultimately what he said. And he was like, well, you're standing here, yada, yada, yada. And I just looked at him and like,
Okay,
he's like, and then he didn't say he smiled, he just going like this.
now I'm actually going to do the ears.
Dead.
And I hope I have enough out of. Oh man, I'm sorry, guys. I had you pointed at the ground. That's what I did. I just put that on and spread it around. Sorry, guys. Goodbye, XD Land Rat's Egg.
That's gonna help.
I've been on a while, but I was on earlier today too. Today's going to kind of be a marathon a little bit.
I didn't like turn around and look. I did this. I just went.
There we go.
I turned and said, "Don't be like."
So now I need to look at these ears again.
And he's like, right about that time he was saying,
And if you go look up right, see my furry finger? Right there, that's the reference. I'm going to go look at it.
he's like, "You're exactly right." I was like,
They're not super hairy ears. I'm going to put this hair on it and I'll trim it
I
back.
guess about that time he goes comfortable and he's like, "So what's your name?" Well, I'd say, "Really good."
Okay? Now the fur direction on cat's ears goes up.
So he was just kind of lunching, making sure everything was cool. Because he's been a really trainer, so he's been a good soldier. So obviously he was just standing by, making sure
Okay?
I was good.
And for these, I'm going to use spray
And he
adhesive.
realizes I can handle this. So I wasn't even going to say anything to Michael about it. It's not like this first time I happened. Right about that time, there's a guy who goes, Michael walks around the corner. And then I close in to him and we start walking off.
Okay.
And then Bill says, I think somebody was, he goes, somebody, I think, was trying to work for Mike. He goes, I was watching, but she had it handled. But I was right there just in case. But then they were laughing about the things I said to them. And I was like, then I thought about it and I was like, well, I think that was funny.
Okay. Now let's see if I can rip it along that line, because I just put the whole thing up there, you know. The reference is from a video game. Khajiit is a cat creature race from Skyrim and Elder Scrolls. Okay. There we go.
Yes, okay, here's a pointer for you. Never put devil's advocate.
That here is set.
That is not what they want to hear. They want you to be laying on them, walking in the street with this stuff.
Men are stupid.
Okay.
And if you don't, we tend to go into sleep, right? But instead I went in a humor, try to relieve the tension.
All right, so that's spray adhesive. I have to let it dry a little bit. You know, 10, 15 seconds. Yeah.
You just want me to listen? Done. I hate it. You want me to go get it? Every guy told that story to laugh.
Did I laugh, Rob?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Because it was.
Because I knew how much trouble you got in.
I got in a lot of trouble.
I didn't laugh because it was funny. I laughed at, man, you're a dummy.
she brought it up the other day. I was like, "You're absolutely right. I was completely wrong." I was like, "If I'd said that to somebody else, would you laugh?" She goes, "No." I was like, "Okay, well, I had to try that."
Nor would she have admitted it.
No, that ship sailed.
Yeah.
I am dead in the water.
Just like camping.
Oh, because of outside?
Yes. Love it.
That strikes me as something you didn't really do. Last time I was in
That's what they
New Orleans.
did, because they didn't say that should be people.
Well, there's also a lot of con artists and stuff like that in New Orleans.
Well, I had never experienced that. I thought people should go there because there were so many tourists all together in bunches.
Yeah.
As long as you stay with everybody.
As long as you stay out of the alleys.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, there were some other places where like, I'm not going down there.
Did you guys ever go to the costume ball?
I feel like you could do that anywhere. When
That's
we were
true.
in New Orleans, I was gonna go see stuff.
That's true.
Besides, unless there's a bunch of people there that I know, and they're usually too loud anyway.
Are you live?
I'm live.
Sorry.
I'm facing right on me. You're fine.
I'm coming to hug Stacy.
There's about 80 conversations going on in this room, so you're perfectly fine. All right.
I'm going to go back out.
The head,
How's it going?
this part of the head is hairy.
Today.
Now,
I actually
I'm going to paint it.
I've never been there.
This needs to get painted white,
No, I've
and then I think I will style this before I actually
don't go on Sunday.
do the paint job.
Yes, that's what I thought.
That's the problem.
I was like, that's what
Alright, bunch of jerks.
I
do.
Okay. Rob, are you done-ish with the airbrush? Can I use it?
Yeah. It should be clean too. Check it if you'd
I'm
like.
using the black one, so
Oh, then that doesn't matter.
just switch the bottles.
I've got a nice house paint gathering, just so you know. It's here.
Okay.
Any leftovers going in there right now. You've got an orange and purple.
I would say house mix over house paint,
House mix.
just because house paint is latex house paint.
Alright, well, fair enough. Just letting you know. I've got one go.
And now I'm going to unplug this guy and move this guy. This is why when you film stuff, it takes 3 times as long.
That's why you need a camera person.
I do. I need a camera person every time I'm here and live. And I covered a lot of my earlier detail paint. I actually covered all of it. That's because it was just a reference. I just wanted to do the pattern once so I could feel the pattern. And that way when I paint it later, I have some muscle memory regarding that pattern. And I don't want the first time I painted it to be on the head. So step 1 is going to be me.
Have lots of fun.
No. Step 4, profit.
Step 2, steal undercuts. Reasons
So
why
close.
not to go to Japan.
Yes.
So close. So far away.
There, Rob.
Yeah. White.
White.
Base.
Yep.
Take it.
Okay. So this is white latex mask paint.
Oof. That cat's all haired up.
Meow.
Yes. And it's going to look weird for a little while.
Oh, if you have Netflix, I'm telling everybody to watch Velvet Buzzsaw. It's good. Velvet Buzzsaw. Yeah, it's got Jake Gyllenhaal, Rene Russo, John Malkovich. The horror movie based on her role. Shit. It's very good. At least I enjoyed it. It's not something that would translate to a haunted house at all. For
Is that it?
Yes, that is cool. The Haunting of Hill House or the
Yes,
Boogie?
that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's good.
So I like that.
You like suspense.
I like stuff that's not stupid. And a lot of horror is.
You know, I like that you don't hold back at all. You're always, this is exactly how I
Hey,
am.
you asked me a question before it's true.
I like that. So duplicity.
Everyone has their own horror, but make sure that it's stupid.
Yes, I will agree with you.
I'm gonna punch up this white with something a little stronger, like spray paint.
I just want it to be believable.
Yes.
Like, I know it's fiction, but make me believe that it could really happen. If you're not doing that, it's dumb.
Fair enough.
Am I out of white spray paint?
My God.
Are you kidding? Run out of ice cream?
Of course I can't.
That doesn't happen.
I have a lot of black spray paint.
I'll run out of that.
That is our medium, isn't it?
Painted black.
I see a red, blue, and
Some jerk put the semi-gloss white in the colors section.
I don't use spray paint hardly, but I'll take the hit anyway. I was proud because I'm just getting blamed for everything by my wife.
Keep you in practice. Okay.
Did not like that page.
Put that down.
It wasn't great. It was a lot of tension, but it was tension for tension's sake.
Well, you can't go down a river for 24 hours without eating or shooting. And
Not comfortable.
you know where you're getting out at.
Right.
I'm like, let's get this done. Excited.
The white spray paint now is just thickening up that hair and making it more homogeneous, so you don't see all those lines in it.
Yes.
It's also helping me tame the hair a little bit and give it direction.
Yes. I agree.
Okay.
It was.
No. All right. This needs to dry before I can do much else on it. But I can grab the chin and hair the chin.
He was great in that film.
And let's hope I still have enough left for that one little strip that I have to do. Okay. I got to grab the chin.
I was with him every second. Why don't we just stay in the grocery store?
I said that before he said that. I was like, just stay there. You got all the food. There it is.
Which movie is this?
Bird Box.
Oh, yeah.
John Malkovich was the only smart person in the whole movie.
You know, he made a movie that won't be released for 100 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Awfully optimistic about the human race.
Well, maybe. Who knows? All I know is that he made a movie that's not to be released for 100 years.
Huh.
That's dumb.
Is it?
It is dumb.
It's one way to ensure
In 100
his...
years, nobody's gonna know who he was.
No, but they'll be reminded.
I think in 100 years they will. That's not that long, really.
Yeah? And then who Booker T. Washington is?
Yeah.
Okay. Sort of a shot.
It's February, so that's good
It is-
timing.
It is February.
That is true.
It's one of my favorite guys I learned about in African American studies.
Why? Is he your favorite?
One of his lines, "Cast your buckets down," in which he talks about why they built the college where they built it was to create the first all-black. Quote from a sailor who they thought they were in the salt. They'd been adrift at sea for so long, and they didn't have any fresh water. And when they met somebody in the mouth in the Cape of where is it? Somewhere
Cape of Good Hope?
Cape of Good Hope.
Okay.
they were sailing into it where the salt water and freshwater meet, and the sailors like they've been dying of thirst, you know, and dehydrated, and he's like, cast your buckets down, draw your water from here, you know.
Yeah, drink what's under you, Nimrod.
Yeah, and I just think that's a good metaphor for education and people. Search with what's with you. Don't seek what-
Okay.
Watching that class teaches me, "Are you sure you want
Just want the elective, man. Just want the elective.
Just give me the damn credit.
It was a fun course, man. I enjoyed it. It's African American Studies writing. Of course, I was the token white guy, so I was like, let's ask you the question.
In high school, I took every home ec and interior design class that I could.
That's what girls were.
I was the only guy in almost all of those classes.
That's why I took TAP.
But also, I wanted, you know, I was a maker of things. I wanted skills. That's where I first learned how to sew.
And is that where you decided you never wanted children?
Oh no, I knew that. Yeah, I did the math right away. It's like, here's a baby for you to carry. Okay, now what's the percentage of our grade for the year? And can I just throw this baby in the garbage and still pass for the year? Oh, turns out I can. Perfect.
Cool.
Bye, baby.
Yeah.
Horrible person.
Turns out that's a dumpster baby. Who knew?
It's different when it's your own kids, though.
Okay, you're legally obligated not to.
Yeah, they frown on dumpsters at that point.
Yeah, I think the hospital tells you, please don't put this in a dumpster.
Annoying, not your own.
I have none of my own.
Yeah, I feel like
I was not in
That's
home
not
ec.
really hard for them to sneak any more past me.
Have I ever built a mask on one of those Barbie head busts the little girls are supposed to do the hair on? No, that would be entirely too small for a human head, so it'd be very tiny. It will make the hair a little bit stiff, but because I don't, that's not a problem,
So,
it being stiff.
technically, yeah.
He has product in, that's all.
I don't know if she's ever gonna wake up, but if she did, they'd be like, you okay?
Yes, I'm hairing up the chin piece, even as we speak.
You owe 20 years of back child support.
To see how the hair laid out,
True.
which is one of the reasons why I did that detail paint, how the pattern laid out, I should say.
So, essentially either parents looking for children or children that they need for adoption or vice versa. Sometimes there's someone looking for a that disappeared from their little,
Yeah.
but it's very interesting.
Is this a TV show?
Yeah. It's called My Mom's Family. People try to- They're mostly either their children that they do it for adoption or vice versa.
Make a TV show called Future Lost Family about people faking their deaths.
Oh my gosh.
No, because a lot of us are looking for ideas on how to make that happen.
Well, yeah, it's like a how-to channel.
That's what all the friends they call
They feature Agatha Christie?
teach you how to be a criminal and get away with it.
Yeah.
And all the stupid things that criminals did.
There's a lot of ways to murder somebody and get away with it.
I'd be a really good murderer. I've watched a lot of CSI.
Just don't murder anybody.
Oh, where's the fun in that, Ron? God.
You know, I can't think of a reason why I would actually want to murder someone.
I've wanted to beat somebody up pretty bad.
Well, yeah,
I've never wanted to murder.
but if you murder them, then you can't beat them up again.
Right?
See? I think 2 beating ups is better than 1 solid murdering.
I could kill you, or I could just make you go through 6 months of rehab learning how to walk again.
Right. And then if I decide I want to beat you up later, you can't get away from me in your wheelchair.
No, Tiff said that's why you murder somebody. They can't press charges with that.
Well, that can't be what you're worried about.
Well, I mean, I guess it could be.
I'm sorry. I find financial obligation more terrifying than prison terms.
Yeah, that I think would be the scarier thing. Like, no. put it
Okay,
in
he
here.
has a chin. Then I gotta figure out how long it's gonna take this other face piece to dry. Have I seen Slipknot masks? Yes, I've seen Slipknot masks, and there are 87 million people who make Slipknot masks. If you want one, I can even give you some references. I won't make it. I will make it. If you want a specific Slipknot mask, I will make it. $3,000. Yes, I know it's just latex. There you go.
Does Slipknot have clown masks?
Yes, they do.
That would be double the price.
Yes, they do. There's a mask out there called the Iowa Sid, where apparently that is a very particular clown mask that one of them wears. My assumption is his name is Sid.
Yeah.
Slipknot is a band. Very good, Tiffany. Well done.
Way to be current.
But yeah.
Not hip with the lingo.
Okay. Have I ever made a steel mask? No, but I have made masks that look like steel. Maiming someone would be more satisfactory. It's possible. You know what though? I went like my entire high school fist fight career without punching people in the face because I didn't want to like mess up their looks forever. But I would punch a guy in the neck over and over again, which oddly is very
You're so
effective.
considerate when
Yeah.
you're beating the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
That's more likely to kill somebody, Al.
And my friend Matt, I bet I stopped him from curb stomping like 8 people.
Is this the guy you told us about recently?
Yes.
Okay.
Same guy.
Don't curb stomp people. That's not good.
People don't like to be curved stomped.
People don't bounce back from that
Yeah, you do.
real quick.
Teeth, on the other hand.
There's a certain number of thousands of dollars, and when you hit that number, you can bounce back from a solid curb stomping.
Oh man. Oh my god.
Okay, I am going to airbrush over there. I think. You know where the airbrush is, which means
I need to move masks out of your way.
no, I'm just working on the other side.
Okay. Well, these masks all need to dry.
But it does mean I'm taking this other power source so I can get closer. See, and now I'm going to
Much better.
airbrush that pattern in again.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Ask the question.
No. You don't want me to ask that.
Maybe I do because I think Rob lied to you.
That was
No. Bob did not lie to you.
Yeah, for the record, what Rob is doing here, not my painting technique at all for flesh tone masks.
No.
He is on his own doing his own thing. The land of pasty pink Irish people. All right. Okay, I'm happy about a good deal of this. Darn near all of it. I need to make sure that there's no weird colors in this airbrush. Purple. We don't want purple on there. So I'm just running the airbrush on the table until the purple's out. Then I'll put in 99% alcohol.
Now, Stacey, are those clips specifically for sewing?
Yes.
Very cool.
They're nice because they don't distort your fabric like a straight pin would. There's a curve on it so it doesn't lie flatter down on the bottom. And it doesn't twist.
I'm past the purple. I'm into brown now. It's coming out a little bit.
Oh, can I? Okay.
I'm not what?
Carburetor so
It's 99 right now to rinse this through.
They're really nice. Come on.
put these guys up, let them dry, work on this more next time.
Yeah, in lieu of pinning. Yeah. And, you know, they got some pretty solid light.
This is why I like that quick change airbrush from Harbor Freight so much. You can change colors, boom, boom, boom. You've changed colors. This is me changing a color, minute number 2 of me changing the color out of an airbrush. I don't want any hint of this purple left in it. You can see I'm at like a red violet now. I'm going through all the colors that have been in this airbrush. Okay, I think I can put, there's color in there, but not a lot. I can put some ink in there. I'm going to use some shadow gray.
Tasty Irish people.
Because I can always... Did Rob finish the leprechaun mask? Yes, he did.
Who asked that?
Yeah, Keith, you probably could, for $3,000, get the real Slipknot to do a show in your backyard, which should tell you how much I want to make a Slipknot mask. This is the leprechaun. Right there.
As Alan would say, fiddly diddly dee potatoes.
That's right.
Which, as we all know, is not really what an Irishman sounds like.
3K is a number that I throw out there for one single latex mask if I really don't want to make it. If you really want me to make it, then and you want to pay that, you can, and I will. However, there are so many people who make Slipknot masks, it's not even funny. Send me a message here on YouTube, or put an actual comment in the comment section. This is the live feed comment section. And then I will respond and get you in touch with some people. People like the leprechaun, Rob.
Oh, thanks. Yay.
Okay, there we go. And my guess is to have the real Slipknot play in your yard would be more like 75 or 80,000. That's my guess.
At least. Khajiit has letters. Got some stuff done today.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
What?
That blended really well.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
That's really going to be an awesome image.
And on it, and also have a scarab.
Oh. Are you going to put whiskers in them?
Yep.
How are you going to... I have an idea, but I want to ask how you
Feathers.
feathers. And just strip the tin feathers off of them?
Yep. You strip all the feathery bits and leave just that stem.
Yeah.
It's a perfect whisker.
Oh. See, I thought about a broom, a plastic broom. And then trim those.
Could work, not as organic, and it doesn't taper from this end to the other.
Okay.
Whereas the feather does taper.
Okay. I don't have that much experience with large cat whiskers. This turned out to be just a beautiful mess. Never doubted.
This is shadow gray that I'm using right now. And again, I'm putting in the pattern that I painted on here earlier, just to get used to it.
Put it up here so it's hot. But I'm about to do my
Be on your Mary.
Are you using any of those colors, Alan? Do you need this white or any of this stuff? I'm gonna leave that with you in case you need it.
Yeah, you can leave the paints out, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I have to be careful about is not tipping over and pour. That's a little cup right there. I could pour ink all over this guy, and that would be no bueno.
Alright. Good night, everybody.
See you, Rob.
Be safe.
Occasionally, I will tell ladies how good their wing point eyeliner looks, so I know how hard that is.
I can't do it.
And then on the side, sort of does that bit of sketchiness. What's really interesting to me about patterns in animals is that if you look at the pattern on a snake, you would think that it would be like pixel art, where each scale is a different color. But often the scale is split. It'll be half one color and half the other, because the pattern happens and the scales just go on over top of that. And that is something that's really cool. The eyeliner is all about Scotch tape. I don't know anyone who uses Scotch tape for their eyeliner. I do know folks who do their contour with credit card as a solid edge.
I feel like that's an aggressive line of contour.
Drag queens, mostly.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, so this is, I'm getting there as far as this design goes. Just putting some simple color in the ear. I can test my paint on fur to see what it looks like. For real, yo. So I'm getting more purple than I want. I want that nice shadow gray. It's because I was out of paint. Thinking about dripping, I just dripped onto this.
Uh-oh.
That's why I use test fur, kids. It's not my first time screwing up something expensive. See what a nice gray we can get with the airbrush? Can really gray that hair out, and then I'll shoot it up from underneath. And then back the other way. Okay. So yeah, I like that. There is white. Let's go look at the reference together, because here's the problem. Normally I would use references on my phone. And normally I would ask Rob to move this shelf he put right in my way. So we're just going to wheel this over to the other side of the room without knocking anything off of the shelf. Okay, so the chin is pretty freaking white. The chops are pretty freaking white. I bet they have some gray streaking down in there. The head is pretty gray. I mean, there's white in some spots. That's the reference that he wants. I'm going to actually take this head off of this head. And then I can firm these guys up with black, and then I'm going to mist the whole head gray because that's the color scheme of him. And some white actually goes in the ears, and I also have some white that I can do some highlights with.
Cool.
You liking this so far?
Yeah.
Cool.
That looks way better than I thought it was going to.
Yeah. I get that a lot.
I was all that crap, but that's really alright.
That's just what I'm good at saying. I'm good at, letting you down easy and then just throwing you down on the floor.
Oh, Michael, you never let me down.
I was out there helping your wife rake leaves in your yard.
Well, sucker.
I ain't gonna let no cripple woman walk around with a rake and not help. That makes me
Well.
a bad person.
You got to work on training.
That makes me a bad person.
Yeah.
Hey, is that your airbrush rig?
Yes. Hence the label, airbrush rig. All right.
Still live?
Yes, I'm still alive.
People are still watching?
Not many.
I
All
doubt it.
damn day.
I've been live since
At 17 people watching?
I think I went live at first like 11 a.m. today.
I know, I got a notification.
It's Live-a-Palooza.
That's why I messaged Rob to see if y'all were in the shop today, because I saw one live post, but I didn't see any more. And so I was like, hey, are y'all still in the shop? And I was like, are you live? I didn't want to message you on your phone. You doing this.
I'm gonna make this shorter.
That's pretty sweet. Are they gonna do some weird dance with that thing?
I don't ask questions. I don't.
From all the games.
A guy contracted me once to build him a golden retriever costume.
Oh, God.
And we went through a couple iterations, and what he wanted to do in it sounded weird. So I'm like, what are you using this for? Just for a movie or something? He goes, no, I want to sit around the house, lick my nuts, and watch Air Bud. He thought he was a man, a dog trapped in a man's body, and he was a golden retriever who had a thing for huskies. I'm not even kidding. So, how much did I say that costume was going to cost him? $75,000.
Because you don't want to build that.
Because I didn't want to build it. Hence, $3,000 Slipknot mask.
So when I asked you to build that mask and you quoted me that much, you just didn't want to do it?
Yeah. Yep. Every time. Every time. And if I say I don't know how to make it, that means I don't want to.
Are you saying you can make anything?
Yes. Yes.
Can you make?
It's not going to be the best one out there, but I can make one.
Can you make steel?
Yeah. Absolutely. I've watched enough Fortune Fire. How hard can it be?
I got all these leaves burning. Let's go stick some metal in there.
Chops stay white and they get trimmed way down. I really chopped the heck out of this dude.
It's like Phil.
You've got mutton chops?
Yep. Looks like Papa Chop.
I kind of decided I'm just going to grade the whole dang thing, and then I can go in and pop in the white where I need to.
Why do you just use gray fur then?
Because I can't lighten gray fur. It's harder. I'd rather go white and just take it all to a nice gray. So these Jacquard inks, Pinata brand, Pinata color, really nice.
Could put them on my watch list on Amazon already.
They're good.
Was this the model like the multi-color kit that they have on Amazon?
The big $250 every color they make.
Oh,
So I wanted to see what colors I used
Yeah.
out of that kit.
I think I stuck on the watch list. I put I think it was the 10 color or maybe 8 color kit that was only like $20 or something. I don't know when we use it for yet. One of these days I'll probably make something.
Well, I mean, they're good for anything you might want to ink up.
Maybe not people. Say, is it good on your skin?
I'm sure in some prison
It'll work this way.
areas it'll work fine.
Probably better than what they normally use, so. Urine and cereal boxes.
You say urine in cereal boxes? Awesome.
Yeah, just like mom made.
I've never been to prison, so I don't know what they use for tattoos.
Where do you think I got this?
Yes, that's not prison. That's not a prison tattoo. Always makes me be talking to you and realize you have tentacles peeking out of your shirt sleeve. It's just kind of nice.
It's tentacular.
Here are the tentacles poking out of his shirt sleeve, which is really Davy Jones's face.
Now back to our regular scheduled program.
Right. Get drippy with it. No.
Still burning.
They should have that Reagan. I said, I'll watch your fire. See how this was. I said, 15 inside. She's like, well, I'm gonna go in there and hug her. So I was like, well, I'll watch your fire while you go in there. And then I grabbed the rake and put a rake in and all over there.
This would go faster if I used the black airbrush, but I would have far less control. See, I'm getting a nice gray out of it. I'm bringing it up slowly so as not to shock it. It's maintaining its hairiness, if that makes any sense. It still has all the properties of hair, even though I've sprayed it down with ink. have something you want to share with the whole class, Michael?
Did it take you a while to get used to narrating your whole life?
Oddly, no. It should have taken me much longer than it did. But no, it really wasn't that bad.
I would be horrible at this because all I do is just keep my head down and keep working it out.
When I have to concentrate, I'm not concentrating right now. Narrating, just part of it.
What's this one for?
This is just a custom mask that someone ordered.
Oh.
Every now and then I'll say yes to a custom order, which I think is interesting, and do it.
You should do more clowns.
Get out.
I thought we were friends.
I make clowns. They just cost 3 times more.
They're $75,000.
This mask is $450. It's the only one like it.
Do they get them old?
This is no. That's $600.
Oh, okay.
But this mask is $450. If I were to do a clown mask, it would be $1,700. Just like this. There was one of the groups we were on. It has a thread. Show us your clown pics. Every time I put a picture of my werewolf costume and say, "Well, he was a clown before he got changed to a werewolf." So that's what I say every time.
That's pretty good.
Face flaps, yo.
How many masks are you gonna have to print for? You can count them.
130. But I'm taking orders, so the biggie is the still costumes.
Sure.
I think my grayness is pretty close. I'm looking at my. You know what? I can move this guy over. What I am bad at. Quit that. What I am bad at is haircuts. I don't want to cut the chops on this. But I have to cut the chops on this because his are way shorter than what I've got here.
Is that the picture the customer sent you?
Yes, this is from the customer. So I'm going to grab some scissors and go ahead and start cutting those chops down.
That'll be the cameraman again.
I'm going to cut them ugly first, and then I'll go in and pretty them up. What's bad about this is that this just looks like one blob with no texture, and that's not what the face is like.
Does he have a scar on his nose?
I don't know. It's a pretty low graphics image.
Looks like a scar.
I might need to turn a fan on in here.
Oh, it's good for you.
No, I mean like it's from the outside.
It's just
not good.
it's just brain cells. Don't worry. You have like 2 left, right?
I have 7,
Sweet.
5 of which I keep in a jar. It's not mine. And this is shorter than that, even.
Is that like a hair hood that he's wearing, or is that?
Boy,
I think it's a hood.
you're asking the hard questions, man.
It,
I did not design the character. I'm just making the mask.
it almost looks like a mullet.
I think it's a hood.
Did he send you other angle photos?
So what's the name of that thing?
Ah.
Oh,
Oh, it is
no.
hair.
That's a mullet.
That's hair.
Okay. So this gets painted.
That is a scar.
It also looks to me like this black detailing has a white outline. Just a little bit. I don't think the overall tone of gray is too far off. My black is a little on the purple side, but I haven't blacked it in yet. Just want to pet him. Good kitty.
Who's a good kitty? It's you. You good kitty.
That's creepy.
Why do you have a camera in here?
What?
It's a nest.
Just to make sure when Rob shows up and says he's working, to make sure he's working. It sends me a message, and I can watch. And I can talk to it too, so I can yell at him and say, hey Rob, what are you doing? Whose clock are you on? You on your clock or my clock? I'm on your clock. Put that down. Okay. He gets distracted, that's all. He's not a bad person. He's not the worst person.
Let's see. Did you ever work on the mushrooms though?
Not yet.
Alright, I'm just saying. You didn't say anything. I thought I was gonna help, but.
I'll give you a
Not
call.
that I had any time in January.
Yeah. But the problem is, I didn't either.
Oh. I was gonna say, do I hear a dog tasting?
Hi, Wendy. There's a Wendy roll. Hey, buddy.
Shannon just opened the door and let Wendy go in.
Yeah.
Yes.
She does
You
that.
can't hear her?
She wanted to come in.
She wants Wendigo to be
I'm
internet
gonna
famous.
stop by all the people.
It was already
and get pets.
She's like a soccer mom. Dogs.
Yeah,
Your turn.
I know. We had a turn outside.
See, once you cut it, it looks very straight. You have to go in this way and make it not look like you just went in there and cut it. Which I think, if there were tiger men like this, they would have haircuts.
Hey, buddy.
Let me throw this on and see what it feels like. Hold this.
What are you doing? Are you helping?
I have a slight concern for the chin overlap area.
Wait, back up. Here you go. Here you go. Hey, buddy. Here you go. Wait. Behind you, baby.
Your elastic is twisted. In case you're wondering what's probably not comfortable right there.
That looks horrible, like your eyes are gonna pop out of your head.
Well, I would look like my eyes are going to pop out.
Just the way you look.
Nowhere
right
near
now.
near my eyes.
Like it's so much pressure on your chin.
It's not that much. Ah, this is twisted.
Hey, you got some cant on your hair. Relap, relap. Relap.
Hey, Jonesy.
Oh, the hair is done with the haircut. If that's what you're.
Oh yeah, it needs a lot more hairs cut for sure.
Boy, oh, you're buddy.
This all has to be painted under the eyes, has to be painted yet. I think the gray is okay though. It needs to fade down into this white.
Your whole muzzle needs a paint job.
Yes, that gets painted with hand paint stuff.
Boy,
Oh, you're gonna paint that scar in?
This is also cut off center. If I cut it straight, it would look more straight.
It's gonna be the end of the world if I leave the 7.
What's that?
It's gonna be the end of the world if I leave the 7.
Are you just the mist bothering you?
No, but Wendigo has decided this is where she's standing.
Just start closing it.
Okay.
This needs a separation, a little more separation. So I have to cut this at an angle here. And this needs to be cut down quite a bit. Yeah. Okay.
What is it done hard? You need a bubble wrap.
But all of these things are moving this along in the right direction. Thanks.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the haunt place?
Which one, please?
Oh, no, Arlington.
Oh,
Sorry, Redbird.
you can. Yeah, what about it?
What did you think?
Go to the door. Go to the door.
Did you go downstairs?
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Close the door.
With the wall panels? You saw how big the place was?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was
There you go. You made it.
Be right back.
The story
Michael,
coming?
tell them a story.
I knew this was going to happen. I get prepared for this one.
Yeah.
So, a couple of years ago, I took Alan's Monster Class camp class. It's just an 8-hour molding, sculpting class. After class, we all went out to dinner, and that was the not so, I don't remember what they were calling it, some kind of haunt tour. Anyway, we go out to dinner, and I'm not a big fan of zombies and clowns. I think that's overdone. And so we're sitting at dinner, and Alan asked me, he goes, "Hey, Skulberg, what do you think about zombies?" And I'm like, "Zombies suck." John LaFlamboy was sitting right across the table from me. That was a good one.
He has a zombie haunt, they might not know that.
Oh, is the zombie? He has the zombie army. So, in case you don't know, he's the zombie army guy, and he's sitting across the table from me when I say zombies suck. They don't suck. Overdone. Yeah, it's overdone to me.
You feel like zombies the way I feel about clowns.
No, I don't hate clowns, and I
Right.
hate zombies. I actually like Dark Hour Zombie Show. It's one of my favorites now. Just cause it's so. I think what I like about it is how intense it is. It's like you go through and everything's intense.
Well, you expect zombies to be. Zombies are slow, so the environment has to be in your face.
Right.
You know, the environment has to be intense if the actors cannot be that intense.
I don't remember who you guys had. You had somebody acting in the Shake Shack last year,
Mm-hmm.
and that dude was awesome.
Yes.
He had his arm through a box, looked like he was trapped,
Yes.
and then he would step out in the aisle and wouldn't let you by.
Yes.
And I was like, he's swinging, and I just kept jumping back because he was awesome.
I won't say it out loud because part of haunt acting is the anonymity.
Sure.
So I'm not going to give that away. But, yeah, I know exactly who that was.
Well, there you go. Now you know you give him a raise.
Oh, I knew they were good before.
Okay, so.
That's why I put them there.
All right.
Here's a brush Rob didn't clean. Had he stopped and cleaned it though, I'd have yelled at him.
Yeah, it's a $1 brush.
No, this is a
25-cent brush.
23 cents.
23-cent brush, sorry. My math is off. I've been huffing fumes and leaf fire all day.
I mean, you've been here.
Yeah, well, for a little while.
A little lighter. It's easy to darken it up.
Which now's the good.
And I'm looking at under his lid is pretty much straight white on both of them. I think that's a video game shine though. That's okay. The muzzle I definitely need to bring up in color. It's too dark right now.
Anyway, we were walking around the basement of that place
When did you go?
yesterday.
Yeah.
I just thought about you because there was hair everywhere. I think there was like drops of hair.
Yep.
It wasn't just hair, it was hair.
It was her.
Yeah. A lot of weave hair going on.
It was everywhere. I was like, man, Alan, we've been snatching up all these drops of hair.
No, I buy mine new. It's very important. Buy new, you don't know where it's been.
It was still in rubber bands.
Okay, well that's okay.
It wasn't.
It was new.
It was new. It wasn't used.
Just everywhere.
It was just everywhere. There was like little bundled up things of hair. Like and the guy was even laughing. He goes, "I don't even know where all this stuff came from."
A kingdom for a machine that puts a whole spool of thread in the bottom hole.
Yeah, why has no one done that yet?
Because it would make a much bigger mechanism down there.
Mm-hmm.
Your face is a bigger mechanism.
Long is better than
Well.
I tried to buy a jet dust collector that was up there.
And
She wouldn't sell it to me.
She was wanting like internet pricing.
Oh yeah, dude, that lady's crazy.
how much was your statue?
It's
Oh, the
free
captain?
Yeah,
because
That was free.
Someone else bought it?
Yep.
Yeah.
and gave it to him, yes.
Hey, somebody else threw it in on their pile, and knowing that they were going to give it to me, but still quoted her the price that he would have paid for the other stuff.
So it's pretty much free.
So it was $3.
Got it. Yeah, they were saying, she said pennies on the dollar.
Oh,
Talking about a haunted house we went to that was recently parted out for sale. I don't feel like it was pennies on the dollar.
oh no, it
It-
wasn't by the time we went.
No, she thought she had some kind of gold mine or something. I'm like, we can make this at home ourselves. We were just trying to help you out getting rid of stuff.
I need more red in that for my nose mix.
Yeah, it was pennies on the dollar until she started Googling what some things cost. Of course, some of those props were a decade old.
I'm actually going to write up my list of what I wanted Tuesday and email her. And what I'm willing to spend.
Yeah. Yeah, the wall panels were huge.
What did you want?
There's a few things I'm interested in.
You don't want to say?
that.
Correct.
Lest you get sniped.
They don't know where this place is.
It's mostly like weird furniture stuff.
I can see that. Yeah, when I heard they had wall panels there, I was like, oh, that's cool. I bet you can get those pretty cheap. And I didn't realize they were 8x10 wall panels, or 8x10.
They were 4x12, 4x10s and 4x12s
They were huge.
that I saw.
And she's gonna want like premium pricing, and somebody's gonna have to come up there with an 18-wheeler to
Yeah,
get
oh
them.
yeah.
Okay, so I think I'm ready to go back to my airbrush and define my chops. That was necessary. That's what his is doing. I need to darken this, and this line happens right here up into there. Okay.
I think there's little stripes on his muscle.
Those are actually dots. All those stripes are dots that look connected. Yeah. They're little black dots. And that's what, it's where the whiskers come out.
I was looking at a
What's that now?
I see them now.
That's dark. And I want to pull this down into here a little bit. A little more gray in there. Not a bunch, because I got to go to black soon. Okay. We'll put that down, take a look at it. All I'm doing right now is I'm bouncing back and forth between my reference photos and the mask. And I think I'm going to move my mask closer to my reference photos. Now you guys can see the reference photos and the mask in one go. I think I have grayed as much as I can gray, and I have to go to black now. But what's going to make that gray look better is when black happens. And I do most of my sketching not in black. Black is almost always the last color that I add onto a mask because in this case, it's normally true. Once you go black, you cannot go back. It would take a lot of work for me to unblack this mask once I paint it. Nice black here. I put down some markings where this ought to go. Okay.
Story time yet?
No.
For you to tell a story.
For me to tell a story?
Yeah.
Is there a story you want me to tell?
There's a story I need clarification on.
Okay.
Something about the year at Scarborough when your wife had a picture on a necklace.
All right. My wife, it wasn't my wife's, okay? Someone who had a store, someone who had a store at Scarborough decided to take pictures of cast members, namely King and Queen and some others, and put them on pendant necklaces, and he had like 10 of them of the Queen, who was my wife. And I bought all of them so no one else could have them. And then, she didn't even know this, I paid him more to never make another one. And he goes, okay. And like I offered him a token amount of money and threatened him so that didn't happen again. At the time,
was the token money wound up in a big fist like this, and you're not going to do
right.
this again?
And at the time, I was also like an ugly henchman, like with a big axe and, you know, bad teeth, and I was a henchman, and I came in and threatened him for money. It's great. But anyway, yeah,
Right.
I did not want some random dude to have a necklace of my wife. Yeah, that's weird.
By the way, she now knows. Just saying.
That's fine.
She just knocked on the window and she's like, I heard you.
So, the only reason that came up is because we went to our daughter's game last night at the Legends game, and
She's a Legends dancer for the basketball team.
she's a Legends, she's a Legends dancer. Well, I guess the merchandise booth made buttons of all of the cheerleaders.
Weird,
Dancers.
right?
And
Weird.
so I bought all the buttons.
Right. Because you don't want anyone else to have them.
No, I bought them because I'm going to give them to our family. You know, because I figured my mom and dad would probably like to have one, and our niece who adores Aurora would love to have one. So I bought all the buttons. So I bought all the buttons, and then she said to ask you about that. Because I was on the phone with our other kid when I was up. That's why I went out the door. She was wanting me to come home and cook dinner. I'm like an hour away. Actually.
How we doing? That set it off right there. Adding actual black onto it bumps it way more in line with this mythical job that has never actually existed.
It's
Are you trying to do like an exact replica? As close as possible?
The problem is, the human head won't fit inside of that.
Sure.
That's not made on a human head. That's a computer model. So they don't have to have the constraints. And I was very clear with the actor. You want to look out of your eyes. He said yes. And you want the mouth to be your mouth. He said yes. So proportions wise, that's what you can do, you know?
Right.
Markings wise, I'm pretty close. There's some shading that happens under there. It's a little heavy, but I'm going to go back and paint this too. The nose is a little more brick. Okay, so let me show you guys where we're at here. Inside of these ears, I need to lighten up quite a bit. But I think that the color that I made for the nose will work.
Some of that pink.
With a bit of additional
Some,
right?
some of that pink.
Yeah, pink.
Like red but not white.
It's like what?
Like red but not white.
Pink is my favorite crayon.
Mm-hmm.
There. Where are we? Back up from this. What? We are in Quinlan. That's very good. Well done. I now should get this to like pinhole precision. For a single action airbrush, see those little dots? That's pretty good. People talk all the time about, you can't get with a single action airbrush. They painted the Predator, they painted the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park. I think if you couldn't get precision, then Steve Lane would get This is where I will mess up. I do think the person who originated the saying, once you go black, you can't go back, was a mask painter.
Was it what now?
A mask painter.
Sure.
Whew, we dotted, yo. All right, good. Now, I don't want to over black, but I do also want to define the nose a little bit. Khajiit. The client can still trim the hair, but I'm going to get it as close to this picture as I possibly can. I have a lot of trimming left to do on it. And this head is a small head, and it just swallows up that chin. Like you can't see it. Like the distance between the eyes and the lip are just not where I want them to be.
Then robe the second.
Really?
Yep.
You're awesome.
You're not wrong.
You're killing it. 2 wobes in a day.
2 wolves in a day.
This is a really bad movie.
What's a bad movie?
2 robes in a day. Yeah, like maybe a C-list. But it's local child actors in it. This is about it.
Okay. So step 1, I need to make sure that this chin hair is straight. Holding it just like that, it has a little bit of a curve down at the bottom. But all that bottom is going to be trimmed.
I
Haha, you got something weird on your head.
Says the guy with the chin prosthetic.
Alright, so this one there.
I'm watching you. Camera in there too.
Liar.
Yeah.
I shut the door.
Okay. So now I'm going to trim, because the chin actually has pretty short hair on it.
So smoky in here.
It's fumy and smoky.
Could be two things that would go.
That's a. You probably have one of those.
3 of those.
Yeah, no kidding. I got 2 of them. I don't even do woodworking anymore. I gave all my woodworking tools away.
I got an old man down the road from me who's moving, and he calls me and says, "Hey, I got a bunch of tools I'm not going to take with me when I move. You want them?" Went over there. He gave me a Craftsman router,
What?
sanders,
What?
miter saw, chainsaw. Like, sweet. It's been horribly unproductive for me.
That's straight.
I think I'm gonna go.
Were you hoping to be productive in here today?
Not really. We were just kind of coming by to hang out.
Well, you successfully did that.
I did. Got some of your Coke Zeros and
Great.
helped your wife break the week.
Have 2, they're small. Not wise, but Coke Zero.
Still didn't hear you. I'm dead. I don't have my hearing aids.
I said have 2, they're small. I meant the Coke Zeros, not the wives.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's a lot to wrangle.
Did I hear something the other day on here that you were going back to your low carb diet?
No, I started yoga.
Did you?
Yeah.
How's that working?
I'm hoping by like 3 weeks from now, I'll be able to touch my toes. That's the plan.
It's looking real good.
It's getting there.
You realize it's still on your face, right?
Like,
I know, I saw him spray.
it's not exactly real time, there's like a
No,
second delay.
there is a delay. I did see him spray straight airbrush makeup in his mouth once. Rub it on his teeth, and I was like,
Well, you know, it comes off.
yeah.
You swallow it, it's
Long
fine.
as
Like,
your brain cells and everything.
yeah.
So we need to trim these, but I
Either
think I'm
that or
close.
running head on into stuff. You know, one way or another.
I feel pretty Khajiit.
Yeah. Still a little bit choppy, but.
Yeah, he's choppier than the picture for sure. His chops are also shaped to where they have a point here,
Yeah, a little bit.
kind of.
Just give him some of that bangs trimming.
This needs to be darkened a little bit because this stands out more than these do.
Yeah.
Meow.
I think you're smiling.
This one is a cat. The picture looks like it's smiling.
The profile looks real good.
It does, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Meow and stuff.
If I were a furry, I'd probably want
Right.
one of those.
Yeah. Well,
You know how many meows?
Say you hate
can
Mondays
make
and
now?
love lasagna. Say you hate Mondays and love lasagna.
You
not
know-
a new business I'm getting into.
You know how many meow jokes you can make right now?
7. That's how many. Then I would be tired of meow jokes. All right,
That's a funny man.
you stay right there.
Did you say yeah? Do you look like a cat to you?
Jumping about on nimbly bimbly.
All right, so
Have you seen the second one?
No.
It's really good. The key to happiness the key to life is happiness in your asshole. What? What did you say? I don't know. See, the key to life is happiness, joy, happiness in your asshole. You're a boat. Where do you live? Oh, happiness in your asshole.
Yeah, that's different.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I heard you. I don't understand the references.
Super Troopers 2.
Oh, someone here just said Super Troopers 2. They heard you. Super Troopers is the effing bomb. I don't watch it because I'm afraid it'll make me dumber.
That's the point.
Dumber. I don't want to be dumber.
No, you watch it.
Like
so
if you
can
skip one views,
I watch.
it'd probably be about the same.
Yeah.
I watch YouTube fail videos to make myself feel smart. That's why I watch them.
I watch them because I'm clumsy.
I'm like, I know I wouldn't do that.
It teaches me how not to fall down.
Good job making the things and the stuff, you. Thanks for sewing things up.
I know you mentioned to Rob that you wanted to hold off. Do you want me to just invoice these? We don't lose track.
These are not, these are pointed a little. And that's what I kind of wasn't seeing. Now I'm just trimming the latex on the inside, so that doesn't show. And I'm going to hit this with a little bit of black. Hides that corner. I'm pretty happy with my Khajiit mask, actually. Now that I've got it trimmed, this side's actually still a little bit longer. And now I need to go in with some scissors, different scissors, and just nip that edge. I'm just going to nip this edge and make this look a little more natural. Less cut into shape, more I woke up like this. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So now I want to put this on a different head, get a few pictures of it. I think I still need a little more detail paint in those ears. Better. A little too white, I'll calm it down. And one of the differences is, I mean, a human head has to fit inside of here. You know what? I didn't put this third black claw on. I guess I'll do that. And I say claw, it's part of the pattern. When it creeps in the face like that, it's called a claw. All these markings on faces and stuff, they have names. I'm on Facebook, Keith. Alan Hopps, Hopps. It's me. You'll see me if you look for me on Facebook. Okay, so I'm looking for anything that's different. I'm calling this guy done. Khajiit has wares. All right, let me set this down. I'm going to go and grab another head to put it on so that I have a model. Hey, Khajiit, you're on. Have you seen your face? Oh, I didn't know you were on. I didn't see you on. I'm really glad that you're on. Let me throw it. Have you seen it on all together? I'll throw it on real quick with chin and everything so you can see it. So, chin is right here. My head is big. I have a large head, but it fits me fine. So, you wanted a Khajiit mask that mouth moved when you talked. I think we did it. La la la. The profile is right. La la la. Because it has these points here. You have some kind of a hood. It does come all the way to back here. I wanted to make sure you get enough room to secure a hood from behind the ears or whatever it is. You should be good. Do you want the nose a little more red? It's a question for you because that nose is more red where I have it a little more pink. So a little more brick red. And I think your contact, I'm going to clean all this up in here too. I'll just hit it with a lighter. And then all these little hairs, poof, will go away. Okay, let me go mix that color up. But I'm very happy with it. Okay. Let me mix up a little bit of brick red. A little bit of brown. Cleaning my paintbrush off on my pants, of course. Okay. You know what I think? Oh, you know what? I covered it up. I think this sets it off. Nice. It makes the nose blend in less. And that'll actually push the snout out a little bit for the viewer. Hey, wife. You know what's really cool? The Khajiit mask purchaser has been watching the live video.
Oh, that's great.
And they've
Great.
seen the whole thing come to life. That's my inspiration there, and this is the product.
Hinged jaw. It's going to be a separate piece.
It is a separate piece.
Oh, love it.
I'm going to throw it on again. Everyone is saying hi, Shannon.
Hello.
Time for glossifier. Keith, you know me so well. I am going to glossify the mouth on this, and I'll hit the hair on it too, so the hair stays in the same place. There we go.
What are you going to use for the whiskers?
I'm not going to do whiskers on it because I think it would look a little weird.
Oh, love it. That's cool. Oh, love it. And then with teeth, with some good
With some teeth in it,
Some
with
good-
contacts,
good teeth and
like
contacts.
blue
yeah.
contacts like that, I think this will look really good.
Make sure we get plenty of pictures before you send it off.
Khajiit has wares.
I love it. Love those markings. These are beautiful. He's beautiful. Can he stay?
He cannot stay. He ships out tomorrow.
Oh. I'm gonna take the food then, okay?
All right, love. Thank you, baby. I'm going to eat that sandwich later. Just didn't have time tonight.
I have breakfast too.
That's true. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to glossify this sucker. And what that means is I'm going to hit the lips and nose and right around the eyes with some spray glossifier, which makes them look wet and makes them read as a little more realistic. And I want to hit the hair with it too, so the hair, you know, I don't have to on this because it'll stay in shape. It's short hair. Have to find my glossifier. Should be right up here. Glossifier. Thank you guys. Glad you like it. Okay, eyes are glossy, nose is glossy, lips are glossy. That's done, yo. And that just makes it look a little shiny as if it were wet. So this will ship tomorrow and be on its way, which is nice. That is my last project that I had before I can get cooking on Transworld. This tomorrow is going to be like all Demigorgons all the time. I'm going to knock out the Demigorgons tomorrow. And then I won't have them all knocked out, but probably by Tuesday night they'll all be knocked out and they'll be to go for their prospective uses. And then then it's Apocalypse Mask time. I got to get Apocalypse Masks ready for Transworld. So, but anyway, this guy came into shape today. I am going to grab a little lighter if I can find one. Best way to get rid of those little hairs around the eye is a lighter. I'll probably wait till the glossifier dries. But I need to go grab a lighter stick. And you just, if there's hair like on a mask bothering, you just go, whew. Did I finish the one with the petals? No, I didn't finish it. It's still right here. And it'll be a Demigorgon. It is 7 o'clock right now. I'll probably work on him tonight. I'm going to put in more teeth. And I'll get a base paint on this guy this evening. Because all of these get a bunch of teeth. This guy's a little crazy with teeth. So... yeah. Happy days, man. All right. So thanks for watching me and for hanging out. You guys are awesome. I might be on later if I'm working on the Demigorgon.